Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of the NFL edition. I am one of your hosts, Alex Loosemore, and my co-host will be joining me in just a little bit. We've got a big show planned for tonight. Obviously, we've got the conference championship coming up this weekend. We are looking back at the divisional round, what we learned from that. We'll recap the games. We have our mock draft 1.0 for each of us. So we'll discuss all 31 picks, not 32 this year. Remember, Miami lost their pick due to the tampering situation with Brady and Sean Payton. So they do not have their first round pick this year. And as always, just kind of the shooting the shit with football and obviously the fun discussion that goes along with it. Before we get into the show, though, I've got the ad read that we do every week. And I recorded it this time, so I don't have to try and remember it off by heart. So here it is. Hey guys, Alex Loosemore here. Just want to talk to you guys for a quick second about our partnership with Zagnif Apparel. So you can visit Zagnif Apparel today for all your apparel needs. From activewear to casual clothing, Zagnif Apparel has something everyone is guaranteed to love. Visit ZagnifApparelDesign.com today and use the code NEP15 as you see it on the screen for a 15% discount on select items. Zagnif Apparel, dress like you're already famous. Thanks again to Zagnif Apparel for the partnership with the show. Now let's get back to it. All right. So once again, thank you to Zagnif Apparel for that partnership. And Johnny, whenever you're ready, just bring yourself in. How's it going?
It's okay. I was just going to nod and shake my head through the whole show, but I don't.
That would have made it very awkward for me on my end, just trying to have a conversation and then just.
It would have been hilarious.
It would have been great. Would have been the Alex Schomburg impersonation until he gets here. All right. Just because I saw this comment pop up here, Corey Brown, thank you for tuning in. So Sean Payton back to sports. Fox try next year's head coaching job, 2024-25. Let's get into this coaching carousel discussion here. So Frank Reich is the new head coach in Carolina. What I didn't realize was he was actually their first quarterback. So it kind of makes that was an interesting piece there. And I was trying to piece together who was going where. You good?
Yeah, I was looking here.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't realize he was their first quarterback. Otherwise, I probably would have penciled him in there. And he was kind of going under the radar. A lot of these coaches were a lot of these coordinators were being like, oh, this guy's going to be the head coach here. This guy's going to be the head coach here. And Frank Reich was just kind of floating there.
Well, it's not like he didn't have a losing season with the Colts, you know. He had his overall record was 40 something and 33. So it was above 500, you know.
Yeah. And it was just that this year started to go in the wrong direction. They needed to change. That's what it was.
A lot of it to me was general manager decisions, you know?
Yeah, but he's built a lot of leeway with that roster he's built. So it was something needed to change, and he's got that backing and building that roster. The coach was definitely gone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, a lot of those coaching, the GM decisions were pretty awful, man. Actually, if you look back on it.
Well, yeah, like the main issue with the GM is obviously the inability to find a quarterback.
Yes.
Ever since Andrew Luck's been gone, you've had that revolving door. You've had Brissett, you've had Rivers, you've had Wentz, you've had Matt Ryan, Sam Ellinger, Nick Foles. Like that's 6 quarterbacks in 5 years.
Wentz makes a big question mark there. How bad was Wentz with the Colts, and how much did he just change where he's at, man? Because he did play well the last couple of games he was in, man.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing was he started. Wentz is just who Carson Wentz is. He's so up and down. He looks like a top 5 quarterback one week, and the next week it's like, why is this guy starting? That's just who Carson Wentz is.
Right.
Even his MVP season, he had a couple games where it was like, what is this guy doing?
Well, we kind of looked at your quarterback that way too for a long time, and then he got with the right system and stuff. And I was just wondering if maybe it was the system for Wentz, or maybe it's just another up and down thing. We won't know. I don't think they'll start him again.
No, I don't think so. Well, no, they already came out and said that Sam Howell's the starter.
Right.
So, yeah, Wentz is a very expensive backup at this point.
Good evening, Chip Douglas, and thanks for joining the show. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Caught us right on time, man. We're just getting started.
Yeah. All right. Now, kind of back to that Sean Payton topic. Do we see him ending up anywhere? Because he's kind of running out of options here.
I still see Denver as a major option for him. I still see it there. I think once Arizona dropped out, you know, they got their GM and stuff, and I know Sean Payton probably wants to pick his GM and or at least have a good working relationship with his GM. Then the options just kind of grizzled. And Panthers with Frank Wright, that was his other option. So I see him going to Denver actually. I would have liked it. I haven't heard anything about the Chargers getting rid of Staley or anything like that.
That's not happening.
So if that were to happen, then I would still put him in LA. But
yeah, I was looking at both LA teams.
Yeah,
honestly, as soon as there were the talks of McVay leaving and telling his coaching staff to go seek other jobs and everything, I was like, okay, Peyton's going there, and then he didn't go, so I was like, okay, Chargers choke that playoff game. Staley surely gone. Peyton takes that place, and then Staley fired all his offensive coaches to save his own ass.
Honestly, McVay lost a lot of credit with me because of this. Because for me, family first, and dude, your family needs you, man. I don't care. That Ukrainian thing is not nice, and whatever though.
Yeah, it's. Well, and the Rams in general has been interesting because you had all that back and forth with McVay, and then I don't know if you saw it
the Amazon
late last week, early this week. No, Aaron Donald even on I think it was Twitter or whatever. One of his accounts, he changed his bio to former defensive tackle, and then changed it back within like an hour.
Huh. So he's doing some back and forth thinking too.
He was doing it too. Now he's definitely said he's coming back, but. It's just I think
last year too, though. Aaron Donald was talking about retiring last year, and then came back. But everybody thinks he's too young. I think a future in the WWE might be good for him.
That would be interesting. He's got the right size for it.
Yeah.
Now I think he's a little too aggressive for the more fake wrestling that they have now.
Goldberg.
Yeah,
Goldberg.
I mean, if he's just going to come in and tackle everybody, and that's how he's going to win it. Yeah,
that's pretty much what Goldberg did. He never learn the rules of the wrestling ring, and that was something that all the other wrestlers hated about him. Man, it's that he didn't play well with others. And I could see Aaron Donald being the same kind of guy, man.
Yep. This is an interesting one too. Corey wants Steve Wilkes as the defensive coordinator because I thought as soon as some of these other names were dropping off, especially Ben Johnson not going to Carolina, I thought Wilkes was for sure going back.
Yeah, And Wilks is a good defensive coordinator. Wilks works well with the players too. So, yeah, I hadn't heard about Ben Johnson yet. You just broke that news to me. So,
yeah. So it was around the same time you were in the hospital.
Yeah.
Or it was last Monday, I think. He was supposed to go last Wednesday for an interview with Carolina, like an in-person interview, and I thought for sure he was gone because he went to college at North Carolina. Tepper fell in love with the idea of Ben Johnson. Like, all this stuff was going together. And then he just decided, no, we're building something special here. I'm going to stay, and canceled all his interviews. So he's staying. So I thought all these names dropping out, I thought Steve Wilks was a shoo-in, especially the way he got that team to keep fighting. But yep, that's true. Alan Marpet's contract comes off the books.
Right, but did he get his diploma yet? That's what he was after.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. Because, are you thinking he'll come back after that?
He retired to go back to school and get his diploma. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of leaves it open after that, right?
Yep. He's young, very young.
Yeah. All right. So what other? So we talked a bit about Arizona with Sean Payton. From what I've seen, it was kind of Payton, Brian Flores, and Dan Quinn were the three they were looking at. Dan Quinn obviously was also one of the main guys in the running for Denver.
He
just said he's staying in Dallas.
Yep. Which means that they didn't make a good enough offer, or that they chose somebody else, and he's just biding his time.
Yeah. And if I'm one of these coordinators, I am staying. If I'm a Ben Johnson, I'm a Dan Quinn, something like that, where a lot of teams want you, I'm not really intrigued by any of these jobs this year. Like, to me,
you don't know what there's in the contract room. You don't know what kind of contracts they're talking about. So,
yeah,
the benefits of it's not just the contracts. The paperwork that we get and we can look at and review isn't all there is to it. There's other in a contract negotiation. There's also perks. And we don't know what kind of perks these guys are getting to go where they're going either.
Yeah.
Why is everybody? All right. I heard the rumors.
This one?
Yes, please explain.
All right. So the reason this is going up like crazy, well, one, they just hired Nathaniel Hackett today to be their offensive coordinator, his old offensive coordinator in Green Bay.
Yeah, so I put those two together, but
and then
like
the other major thing is, so you know how he goes on the Pat McAfee show and has that like hour-long talk with them every week?
Yeah.
So this week it was strictly on the Jets. He spent at least 45 minutes talking about the Jets and how that team's solid and they've got good weapons, good offensive line, good defense. Like, just started listing everything off, almost like he'd been kind of looking to see.
Well, I'm sure
maybe this is the place he wants to go.
Yeah.
And the Jets are a team that's a quarterback away.
Aaron Rodgers in New York City. Does he realize that his popularity could go straight to shit?
I don't think he cares about that at this point.
I don't think he's had that kind of pressure cooker ever in his career. That's a pressure cooker.
On a national media stage, he has.
Not to the point of New York. New York is a whole different beast, man, when it comes to that.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I originally thought Derek Carr was going there until they fired Mike LaFleur.
See, I can't see Derek Carr there either because of he gets too emotional. They eat that for breakfast there. You have to be that Eli Manning type guy.
Yeah.
Who can just let shit roll over. Aaron Rodgers has never been able to do that either.
I think though, that side of him where he kind of pokes back and forth with them, I think that would actually do well in New York.
That side, but when it's really stressful, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that shit.
I fully agree with that. Now, with that team, and here's the thing too, is which Aaron Rodgers are we getting? Because he wasn't the same Rodgers last year.
No, he
or
let
this year, I
his
guess.
ego get in front of his logic, and they couldn't build a team, and he I don't know what he was doing. He's never been Brady. He's not the guy that's going to go out there and help the team be better. He shows up for practice and he shows up to go do his job. That's what he does.
Yep.
You know?
And now he's very good at doing his job, but
yeah, but in order to build championships, you have, as a quarterback, you have to get with that team. You have to do like Brady does, get the offenses together, know each player's name, you know what I mean? And work with them. Hell, he was frustrated because he had to work with rookies last year, remember?
Yeah. Now, from watching that interview on Tuesday, he clearly knows the names of the guys in New York because he was listing those guys off. So, Nicole, thank you for tuning in.
Indicator. That might be a good indicator. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, that would be a good matchup on paper. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances in New York that could just blow that apart or make it great.
Yep. Well, that's the thing with these kind of situations. You don't know until it happens.
Right.
If it doesn't happen, then it's one of those massive what ifs. Right. So at this point, like, I don't know, because if he stays in Green Bay, I don't know what's gonna happen. It sounds like Alan Lazard's leaving in free agency. Sounds like he's kind of over Green Bay.
Like Aaron Rodgers was, Johnny Unitas had that kind of attitude, but Johnny Unitas would go on the field, work with his teammates and shit, and had a good rapport with all of his teammates, you know?
Yeah.
He was like Brady. Roger Staubach was Brady-esque in that attitude, going out and working extra duty with his team, you know? Getting to know, going out and partying with them and going out to dinner and shit. Well, not partying because Staubach didn't party, but you know.
Yeah. No, I get that, but there's, I don't know, there's something to me that screams success with Rodgers on the Jets.
Well, it's built for a good quarterback to come and be successful. That team is built for a good quarterback right now.
Yeah. I think if you get
a very good job there, man.
Yep. And I think there's pressure this year. I think if they miss the playoffs again, I think he's gone. Even with how well he's done.
Right. But that's the Jets way too, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, if you get a Carr, a Garoppolo, a Rodgers, one of those quarterbacks, the Jets are a Super Bowl contender next year.
100%, yep.
They just made the playoffs with Zach Wilson, Mike White, Joe Flacco.
I'd give them, well, depending on who their quarterback is. Like if it's a Rodgers, yeah, they're a Super Bowl contender because Rodgers can do a lot with little. If it's somebody just below Rodgers, I wouldn't put anybody else out there, maybe Brady, but anybody else would. It's still a work in progress because you still have to get over that one hump, the playoff hump. You got to get through the playoffs. Rodgers actually has to get through the playoffs because I think there's a mental spot in there with him.
There's definitely an argument to be had there because he made those 3 NFC championship games, but that was all having that first round bye and only having to play one game to get there.
Right.
So, and in the AFC, even we're talking how good the Jets are. I still don't think they're better than the Bengals or the Chiefs for sure. And depending on what they do this offseason, I don't think they're better than the Bills. And there's also an argument for Miami if Tua's healthy. And like that's the thing. The AFC is loaded.
Yep.
There are so many very good teams. You can be a very good team and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think you look at it, I think Pittsburgh's going to take a huge leap next year.
I see some very, very good teams in the AFC, but I see very, very few complete teams in the AFC.
Yeah. The Chiefs aren't even complete.
No. They can be ran on, and that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
If they go to the Super Bowl against San Francisco, that's that's how I picked it anyway. So
now what AFC teams would you say are complete? Because to me, not even the Bengals aren't complete.
The Bengals to me are the most complete team right now in the AFC, and what makes them, they're not complete, but Burrow takes up the slack for what they don't have built. Because we saw it last year. Burrow and that team last year was nowhere near as good as this team this year. The line wasn't as good, everything. And Burrow put that team on his shoulders and carried them last year. He don't have to completely carry them this year, but he can make up for any deficiencies that's out there.
Yeah. And it's interesting because you look at that defense on paper and you don't see the big names. But that is a very solid defense, especially against the run. That front seven has been amazing against the run all year. You've got Hubbard and Hendrickson that get after the passer. DJ Reader and
Reader has been amazing, dude.
Oh, he's been insane. And I can't remember who their other D tackle is, but he's also been good. And they've been getting pressure from the interior too. That's been a front four that's been getting pressure a lot this year.
I chalked that down to the AFC North. The AFC North for 20, 30 years has been building from the trenches up.
Yep.
And it's a black and blue hit you in the mouth football division.
Yep.
And we have upstart 49ers aren't in a division like that. There's not another division like that to compare with. So these guys see each other and beat each other up every freaking year out there. They're used to this kind of play.
But it's interesting too because we say Cincinnati's so used to that play, but then they can also flip that switch and be finessed right away with that passing attack, that aerial offense.
Jamar Chase and Burrow, that connection, and T. Higgins.
And Higgins and Boyd and Mixon and it's insane.
I mean, look what they did last week with the Bills, who have a good defense, were at one time was ranked number 1 in the league. Yep. And look what they did, man. They just dismantled that. It's You don't come at a AFC North division with your defense lacking in any aspect because they don't face that kind of stuff in that division. They even the Browns, the Browns have a great defense too.
Mm-hmm. That's a team with studs all over that defense.
Yes,
like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, the corner on the other side. Well, you've got Emerson Jr. on the other side who played very well as a rookie. There's tons of talent on that defense. Now it's just the rest of the offense, other than the running backs, that they got to get going there.
It's ingrained in the North because of Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh learned their what do you call it? The philosophy of football.
Yeah.
Build your trenches, build your defense, and let the rest come.
My sister, am I the only one that's going to miss Maher kicking in the playoffs?
No,
it was quite entertaining.
I enjoyed that.
My favorite was on the Swinton Unfiltered show because they do every missed field goal is a shot.
Yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
So just Maher on there, it was just like shot after shot after shot after shot.
If you're still sitting on the stool by the end of the game, you're doing good.
Yeah. Well, especially when between the 2 games in a row there, he had missed like 6-7 kicks in a row, point after and field goals. Like it was ridiculous. Ben will be on probably in about half an hour. He normally gets on about 10 Eastern.
Nicole.
Oh, yeah, that's what was going on and why they left the screen. Yeah, because he had missed his 4th kick that night. And the entire time before the kick, they're all like, he can't miss this one. Like, he's missed so many, he's got to make this one. Like, this one's a gimme. And then he missed it. They all just took off. None of them were on the screen anymore. It was quite hilarious.
Are you pro Bowl this year or anti Pro Bowl? Because I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I love the fact they have the skills competition back.
Yep.
100%. Because in all the years of Pro Bowl, I've never watched a single Pro Bowl game, even when it was a game.
Yeah.
That was worth a crap to watch. None of them.
Yep.
I'd rather have watched flag football, honestly.
They'll probably try more.
The only time the Pro Bowl has ever been fun to watch was during the skills competitions. You had Marino and Elway and those guys out there doing the passing competitions and stuff. That shit.
I miss those old school ones. The the fastest player, the bench press, the longest throw, the accuracy ones, like all those old school ones, like watching Larry Allen do like almost 50 reps on the bench press.
And now that they're doing it like in a fun way, just fucking around, I enjoy that. I get to laugh my ass off and see these guys compete. You know? And those catches, the one-handed catches they're supposed to do and all that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love that shit, man. So I'm more interested in the Pro Bowl this year than ever before, actually.
To me, I'm interested to see what the game looks like, because to me, I've always watched the skills competition, whether it was good or bad. But I was like you, I couldn't watch the game because I knew no one gave a shit. Yeah. Everyone was just trying to make sure they stayed healthy for next year and get up.
Yeah, it's going to be the same shit, and you can't blame them for that. Nobody wants to lose a $1 million or $2 million contract because of some stupid, meaningless game.
Yeah, I can see some of those skill guys going a little bit
Ray Lewis. Remember Ray Lewis's last Pro Bowl where he went out there and he was knocking heads, man. They were hurting.
Yeah, or Sean Taylor on those punt fakes and all that shit. Yeah, I miss that there's like no contact, because some of those guys made those games interesting. But I think just the flag football aspect will make some of these skill guys want to be a little more flashy, make them give more of a shit about it. But
okay, man, you just opened a can of worms over here. Jimmy Johnson, he says game was a sickening loss. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Johnson said that for the public, but inside he was going like, I told you, fire me again, bitch.
Yeah.
The curse is still in effect.
Man, the
two biggest screw ups Jerry Jones ever did was who did she just say who's Jimmy Johnson?
She's fairly new to football.
I figured Ash would have.
Is that the Cowboy coach? He's an older Cowboys coach.
He's the last good Cowboys coach you had.
Yeah, really. He was the one that won all those Super Bowls the last time they were winning Super Bowls.
and Jerry got jealous and fired him. And when Jerry came in and fired Tom Landry the way he did when he bought the team, that was it. I mean, I was like at the point where, oh no, because then at that time there was no Buccaneers. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch, because that was my team then. You know?
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I gave him credit because he hired Jimmy Johnson. So I was like, okay, let's see what Jimmy can do, because I was a Hurricane fan. I had a boy playing down there.
Yeah.
And, I always respected Jimmy for his ability to coach. Yeah. And then I said, okay, I'll give him a chance. And sure enough, Jimmy goes out there and starts doing it up. And then Jerry Jones, in his moment of whatever epiphany he had, decided to fire Jerry Jones because Jimmy Johnson was getting too much credit for his team.
Yeah. This is the same guy, ladies and gentlemen, that wanted to take Johnny Manziel before his son convinced him to take Zach Martin.
Right. If it wasn't for Steven, Johnny Manziel would have been your quarterback.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he also mentioned his quarterback too, and I'm like, yeah, you better mention your quarterback, because the guy was second in the league in interceptions this year, and he was out for 4 games, and number 1 in the league with interceptions this year was Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So those two are where people who throw interceptions in the playoffs go, on the bench, watching it with the rest of us.
Yeah. One. I want to ask you about that game a little bit. Do you pin that game on Dak Prescott, why they lost? Do you blame it on the coaching staff? Where does your blame lie for Dallas at that one? Because I've heard a lot of differing opinions on whether it was Dak, whether it was Mike McCarthy, or...
Okay, I don't even have to go you do the math. 2 interceptions, one of them we know was a possible touchdown, right?
Yep.
That's you taking away 6 points right there. 1 touchdown. They only lost by 1 touchdown.
Yep.
So that's the math for me. You threw 2 of them interceptions. You took 2 offensive plays, chances to score away from you. You can't do that, man. Not in the playoffs. Playoff football is completely different. Regular season football. That's why they say defense wins championships.
Yep. Well, and
now their defense,
that Dallas defense was,
they did. They played well. They played right there with San Francisco, man. So kudos to them for that, man. I'll give them that. That was a good game to watch.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, you can't be turning the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over.
And to me, my blame goes about 60% Dak and 40% McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Because while Dak threw those picks and didn't have the best game, like you said, you were still within a touchdown late. And some of those play calls late in that game trying to drive down the field were atrocious.
If it was any other team, I would put more blame on the coaching. But I have no idea what's going on in his headset with Jerry Jones sitting up in that box.
Yeah. But at the same, well, it's tough because if you go against him, he's going to fire your ass. But
exactly.
I say at some point, you just got to, especially with the playoffs, you just got to take over and do it. But Corey says Dak Prescott. Tony Romo's better than Dak Prescott. Make Tony Romo the head coach.
I really have never had a lot of. I've never been, what do you call it, trustful of Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
I see so many similarities in him and Jameis that other people just don't see. But that was my early comparison.
That's interesting.
Was to Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? He does play hero ball a lot. He throws interceptions, maybe not 30 in a year, but Jameis didn't throw 30 in a year until he did.
Yeah. So, well, and see my comparison, because he came out 2016. My comparison was like early career Cam Newton, like before he hit that MVP level. Because it was the same kind of deal as the Jameis thing, where he plays too much hero ball, tries to do too much, but he was. In college, Dak Prescott was pretty much a running quarterback. Like did a lot of the same stuff that Cam was doing.
Right.
So that was where my comparison lied there. It's interesting. It's interesting though that you said.
He looks to, his running style is completely different, Jameis. That his scrambling style is completely different. But the way he stops and he looks for his options is so much like Winston, man. It's like he totally ignores the scheme, what he's looking at, and just looks at personnel. And you can't do that. You have to see the scheme because they'll hide a safety back here in a corner, or they'll hide a fucking cornerback over there, or a linebacker. They'll drop a defensive tackle and a defensive end out into pass protection. He don't see them because he's not looking at the scheme.
Well, not to mention, I kind of like you were going there. They might set up in a cover 2 and it goes into a cover 3. That safety, the other high safety, comes down and plays that linebacker spot after the snap, or it might be man and it looks like cover 2 man, but then that safety comes down into that robber and plays that middle of the field. Like there's so many different things you could set up a cover 3 and one of the linebackers drops back and it's a cover 2. I saw a really interesting one.
Well, I saw one where they'll do a cornerback blitz. I don't remember which team this was, but they'll do a cornerback blitz, and they have the end. Tampa does this a lot with under Bowles' shit.
Yeah,
so they'll drop the end into pass coverage to cover the outside, the edge, right?
Yeah. Because that corner makes you bait to throw over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he bites on that a lot too.
Yeah. I saw really interesting.
That's what it was. It was the Bengals did that to Josh Allen 2 times in a row. I was like, holy shit, dude. Can't you see it the first time?
Yeah. Well, and there's something to be said for those smaller school quarterbacks, right? Because you're not, and I hate to shit on a guy for going to play at a Wyoming, something and like a school like that. But when you play at those kind of schools, you're not getting those kind of coverages played against you as much. You know what I mean? Like that's when you get to the smaller schools, it's a lot more basic stuff being played in general. Like obviously you'll have some schools where it's They do that kind of shit. And obviously those are the teams that are more successful at that level. But typically you're going to play a lot of that vanilla cover 2, cover 3, all that. And it's easier to read the basic stuff. But then when they do all that tricky shit with you, you haven't really seen it. So it's a little more difficult. Here's another thing for me with where I cut Dak a little bit of slack is, other than the running backs, any good weapon they've had outside of CeeDee Lamb, they throw them away. You traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick.
Right.
Like, it's just, I don't understand I understand it because you paid Dak $40 million, but we've seen that he's not one of those guys that carries a roster, so he needs that help around him.
Scott, that last comment might get you put in timeout, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. But and this is my thing where we're talking about Romo might have been better than Dak. I don't see that much difference because Romo had Murray, Bryant, Beasley, Cooper, T.O. for a bit, like all those guys, and he won 3 playoff games in like 13 years. So I can't say that Romo was any better. Chip Douglas, actually, kickers win championships. Vinatieri, Matt Gay, Steven Gostkowski, Mason Crosby, Harrison Butker, Suckup, Hauschka. Need I say more?
It's defenses that put those kickers in position to win those games. Sure weren't they?
I mean, I'm going to debate the Hauschka one because the first Super Bowl, because I'm assuming he's talking Hauschka with Seattle for both those years. Unless he went on to a different team that I'm forgetting, but they whooped Denver's ass. They did not need Hauschka to win them that game. No. And then on the other one, it wasn't a kicker winning you a game. It was not handing the ball off to your fucking monster running back that lost you the game. So Hauschka, I have to debate on.
Well, don't go to the Browns now.
Oh, yeah.
Ernest Biner did end up with a Super Bowl win, though, right?
Yep.
So he did better than the Browns after he got away from them.
Yeah, but I'll agree with Vinatieri, Gostkowski. I don't even really see Matt Gay, to be honest, because it's not like the Rams won by a field goal.
Buffalo can
again.
Buffalo can definitely tell you that a kicker can lose you a Super Bowl.
Yeah, a couple of them. Right as you say that, Chip came in with a comment. Yes. Can we agree that Scott Norwood lost the Super Bowl for the Bills? Yeah, absolutely.
I can't say that for the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers defense have won both their Super Bowls for them, and the kicker had nothing to do with it. The score was so far out there that the kicker had no impact, really.
That's some of these, like, unless I'm forgetting the Packers Steelers Super Bowl from like 2011, I don't think it came down to a Crosby field goal. I think it was more that Packers defense.
Bears Patriots sure didn't come down to a field goal.
No. But like Vinatieri and Gostkowski have definitely won their team Super Bowls. Other than that, though, I don't know that you can make that argument for any of these other kickers on the list. I don't know.
That one's actually funny, Scott.
Yeah, you redeemed yourself there, Scott. Damn it.
Yeah, Scott Norwood definitely lost the Super Bowl.
Oh,
but then again, with all kickers, and one reason players really don't like kickers that much is because if the game's close at the end and the kicker wins, he gets glorified for it. But if they lose, it's the offense that gets vilified. Which, if the offense in all these games put away the team so that there's no question, then there wouldn't be no question about penalties hurting the game. There wouldn't be no question about the kicker winning the game. There wouldn't be no question about any of that. That's why there's defenses on a team. A full team has a defense, an offense, and a special team.
Yeah.
Can't play any of this without all three aspects.
Yeah. There's no championship without at least 2 of the 3 being extremely solid.
That's a good one. I like that one. I have no argument for Ray Finkel.
All right. Well, do we want to do our mock drafts and then we can get theirs? They can catch up when they get in.
I don't know how we'll do the numbers then. How will we do our?
Right, we'll both read who we got for each team. Isn't that how we were gonna do it, or what were we?
We was going to do randomizer and randomize who picks what position. Remember?
So were we all collectively working on one mock draft then?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. So, do you have an actual mock draft ready though?
No.
Fuck. Okay. Well, I've got mine, so I guess I can go through mine and we can discuss it till these guys get here. The hockey game has like 4 minutes left, so Alex should be here soon. And then Ben should be here right around that point. Actually, you know what? You got any news on that? Does Tampa have an OC yet?
Oh no, but they're looking at Keenan McCardle, which I wouldn't mind. I don't. What was his position with the Vikings? He's an assistant coach. Was he assistant offensive coordinator or what?
He was a positional coach, I think.
Okay,
or just some.
I imagine.
I would assume so. Yeah.
That makes sense as for OC because usually all wide receiver coaches step into that position.
Yeah.
Because they're familiar with the entire offensive playbook.
Scott, Detroit will mock the Rams during the draft. Hey, you guys got your Super Bowl though. That's why I think this trade's a win-win. Actually,
all day he's been saying that. He's been wearing his little Super Bowl hat, going, "Ha ha, they can have my draft pick. We won the Super Bowl." Well, you say that 5 years from now when you're still scrubbing the bottom.
Huh. What about the? He's talking about.
Well, that's Keenan McCardle. He was a Buc.
No, that's not who he's talking about.
Who?
He's talking about Jaguars passing game coordinator Jim Bob Cooter, the old Lions passing game coordinator.
I forgot about Cooter, yeah. I can see that.
I liked him when he was ROC.
As a Buc fan, I've always loved Keenan McCardle. You know?
Yeah.
Screw Keyshawn Johnson. Keenan McCardle was the guy. All right. Yeah. Cooter, I like what he's been doing, man. I do. I really love what Cooter's done. Do you want to lose him?
Well, we already lost him. He's in Jacksonville. He was like.
Oh, okay, that's right.
We had him with Caldwell, right. And then when Patricia came in and cleared house,
and then
Patricia's
spoon came out.
Yeah. I always liked what he did. Like under Jim Caldwell, we had that good offense, and he was a huge part of it. So, to me, he's a good coach. He's a good coordinator.
He's the one that got designed plays so that Trevor Lawrence isn't playing Trevor Lawrence.
He's the one that's made Trevor Lawrence look good this year.
Yeah. And if we end up with a rookie quarterback, I wouldn't mind having somebody who's worked with Trevor Lawrence and had shown that, because Trevor Lawrence had flaws, buddy, lots of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got him looking like gold now. So
yeah, like Lawrence was arguably, if you look at the numbers, he's arguably the best quarterback in the second half of the season this year.
Yeah,
you can make the case that he was the best quarterback in the NFL from the beginning of November. So
yeah, that's about right.
If you can get that to be your offensive coordinator, and like you said, whether it's
a
rookie quarterback
I like what he did with Travis Etienne too.
Yep.
Because Lenny needs to be Lenny.
Yeah.
In my opinion, let him be Lenny. Let him go. Let him fly.
Yeah. Now that was my one critique on him when he was in Detroit, but we didn't really have a running back to work with. I was just ignoring that comment.
I did something earlier. But remember in the chat in our NFL chat last night when a certain somebody would prefer sports over that.
Yeah,
that's what he's kind of talking about. I interrupted. But to be honest, he answered the damn phone, right?
Yeah.
Come on, dude, don't be Ben.
Oh. Yeah, to bring this back to football.
There we go.
To me, if you've got either of those two as your next OC, I don't think you can go wrong. Because whether it's a rookie quarterback, whether it's Trask, whether it's you stick with Gabbert, whether like whoever your quarterback is,
yeah,
I think those offensive coordinators are going to put you in the best position with that quarterback to succeed. And McCardle's just intriguing with the Bucs connection and that first time OC, that all that,
and the fact that Vikings do have a pretty good offensive scheme, whether they have the players to pull it off all the time or not is two different things. But if he's working as a wide receivers coach and he's working with Jefferson and them guys,
yeah,
bring him here to let him work with Mike Evans. I don't have Godwin. I don't have a problem with that, none.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. It'll be interesting to see because I was hearing a lot of Todd Monken off the bat too. I don't think he's leaving Georgia. I think he's staying there.
There's still a lot of Todd Monken on the talk, and I think it depends on Todd's contract with Georgia, and this might be a ploy to get a little bit more money out of them.
Yep.
But usually it don't. The offensive coordinators don't do that in college. It's usually the head coach that does I'm going to the NFL, give me more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that all too well.
And Monken's looking, so there's smoke there, I think.
Well, and it's another interesting one.
I look at that scheme and I'm trying to figure out how does that really fit with the Bucs scheme, and it's like that's a whole different set of player personnel, which is probably going to happen with the Bucs this year.
I think this offense is more like that Georgia offense is more Kirby Smart's image with Monken calling the plays.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Monken to me doesn't scream that smash mouth running game and the short passes to your tight ends and all that, Like, to me, I just saw Scott's comment there again.
I glanced at it.
Yeah. To me, he seems more of a finesse guy, and it'll be interesting to see if he stays with Georgia this year with Stetson and all those guys being gone, if that offense still looks the same.
There's a lot of interest in him in the NFL, so I don't know.
Well, he's a good coordinator, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's my point with the Kirby Smart thing. I don't know if he's going to go take another college job as a head coach somewhere first and then go to the NFL, or just go to the NFL. I could see him just going. It's a good when you're in that position and somebody from the NFL says, "Hey, man, you want a job?" You might want to weigh your options there really heavy, because NFL is what everybody is aspiring to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless you're Deion Sanders. He said no way in hell he's coaching NFL.
Well, he's lived in the NFL, so
Yeah. Well, and his reasoning made a lot of sense.
You know what, Deion, kiss my ass. If you had a chance to head coach a program in NFL where you could bring your son in, you're definitely going to do it. I guarantee you.
I don't think he does.
I would.
Because his reasoning made a lot of sense.
Well, I get that it's not what's the word for it? Oh, good God. When you hire family. He's not doing that.
Nepotism,
nepotism. He's not being a nepotist because he told his other kid that you're not good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there we go. So I don't. It's not nepotism, but
what's going on, guys?
That opportunity. Adrian Peterson wanted to play with his kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time,
it has to eat everything.
Also, you're thinking of Frank Gore.
Oh,
Frank Gore was the one that wanted to play with his kid. Adrian Peterson
wanted to beat his kid.
I was gonna say there's clear stories that he doesn't like his kid, but perfect timing. Alec just got here too.
Oh my God!
Go ahead. How's it going, Alec?
What's I miss?
All right.
Yeah, I popped into the show that I heard Pro Bowl dialogue right out. I literally don't have no care for that shit, honestly.
No. We're getting an opinion out of him.
I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, if anybody ever says Eli Apple's top 10 corner, go to.
Okay, who's saying that? Who's saying that?
It was on some fucking thread I saw. Someone was having.
He's not even a top 10 corner in the playoffs. Like from the 4 teams remaining.
No, Eli Apple has his moments. He steps up in the playoff time, and that's it. He's the rest of the time. He doesn't rank as a top.
Whoever says Eli Apple and good in the same sentence, I want you to do one thing for me: grab your phone, throw it in the bin, delete your social media and any existence of football knowledge you even know, because you're dumb as fuck and you know what the hell you're saying.
This coming from a guy who don't like the Pro Bowl skills challenge.
Yeah. You probably suck at that one too. You can't catch a ball.
You can actually learn to read what is necessary for a good quarterback and not, or a good running back or whatever, because you get technique information from the skills challenge.
Alec is here trying to break out my mini thins.
Mini thins? Do they still make them things?
Well, I thought you meant Thin Mints, but they're on a spike this year. So good luck trying to find them. They're raising the price ×2 this year.
By the way, Alec is usually much more behaved on my show than this one.
Yeah. Well, this is quite the outburst to start the show.
Yeah.
This week.
All day. I literally told a person, I was like, he was defending and say Eli Apple's good, and I was like, I want you to delete your social media because you're brain dead and go see a doctor.
Well, you're
because that dude is
nice to people.
See, here's the thing. Eli Apple was the best player for the Rams in that Super Bowl last year, and he wasn't fucking playing for the Rams. That's the whole argument there.
No. Just like what's his name did for I think it was Vernon Hargraves.
I think that
played for the Bengals or Rams, wherever it was, that came on the field.
Bengals, yeah.
Cost him a penalty.
Oh yeah, it was Hargraves, yeah.
Okay. Let's try to explain to you guys what we're going to do. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you, Ben.
The mock or what's the
mock draft is not going on here. All right, it's the NFL edition mock draft 1.0.
We're all working together on one.
Right. So
one of us will get picked 1, one of us will get picked 2, one of us will get picked 3. Like
real quick. Why are we doing 1 to 32 when
31
or 31? Sorry, when the last 4 picks we don't even know which teams they're going to be.
I was just going to say I'm fine doing 1 through 27.
Yeah,
I think
that's the 27 teams that are available. Yeah,
and if we did it the other way, we could just do it with them anyway, so it doesn't matter. It wouldn't.
One, I was like, what I just did was I went on Tankathon. I got the draft order, and it had Cincinnati, then Denver, then Kansas City.
I would say we
Philly,
could just do like everybody gets so many teams, but whoever got the Rams would be screwed because they wouldn't have a draft pick.
Wait, I was just gonna say like I'll spin the wheel on my phone, and then whoever gets that gets the first pick, and then we'll just go clockwise from there.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
But see, what if they've already picked the name? Like, say I got my sheet and a name's already been picked that before I
see. That's what I was thinking too. That's what makes this interesting. And you just kind of go on the fly.
There you go.
And then,
by the way, we will do an individual draft for each person here. Okay. I think we should do like one a week start with Alex because I know he's got his shit ready to fire away.
Oh, he's had it ready since 2000.
Yeah. The day he was born, he came out of his mom and writing down his draft.
Yeah. He already has one for 2028. So
No, he saw the Lions' first game and says, "Well, we're getting number one pick."
I did not say that this year.
But they're actually better this year. They're actually going to go. I give them like 9 wins next year, 9-10 wins.
I gotta see the way the schedule actually breaks out.
See what offseason brings too. You always have to wait for Wade.
I mean, if anything, I can trust the Lions to capitalize on the draft.
Alex, can you read that comment from Scott real quick about did we find out who?
Oh, this one.
Let's put it this way: if you don't see that person, that probably narrows the list down.
Because someone tried to hack his account and try to say some weird shit.
Yeah. Those people are not allowed around here no more.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And then mentally, like, "Oh, I got a hacker."
All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel here. Let's see. So, Alec, you get the first overall pick.
Name the team.
And he leaves. All right.
Crack is bad.
Alec.
He's back.
Alec, who did the Chicago Bears draft for the first overall pick?
I thought this was next week.
No.
I just spent 5 minutes explaining this. You want
much more
Alec picks Eli Apple.
No. Whoever that linebacker is from Georgia or Alabama, I forgot who his name was.
Will Anderson?
I've been
the edge rusher?
Yeah. Let me see. I can look it up. Well, I've been busy with work. I have like no chance.
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, fellas?
Let me see. It's the player. Pull this name up.
I ain't getting into Will Anderson. But
he said the linebacker.
It's from Georgia. Jalen Carter.
Oh, the defensive tackle. Okay.
That's not a shot.
That's actually who I have going number one as well.
To Chicago, yeah.
You got it.
If you look at Eberflus's defenses, if you look at Eberflus's defenses in Indianapolis, can you name me the best edge rusher they had? There's an argument that it was Kwity Paye while he was there.
Well, the best edge rusher was always out, so.
But while Eberflus was there, it was Kwity Paye or Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah.
That sounds
like the best defensive tackles were DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Eberflus builds his defensive lines from the tackles out to the edge.
Yeah. That sounds like a joke. Said, "Hey man, I heard you don't work at the spot no more." I said, "Yeah, they wasn't giving me my overtime, but I bet if I quit, he pay."
Who was that?
That was Alec. I heard that. I saw the little fucking.
I was going, is your brother still there?
No.
Someone had to laugh. Y'all weren't laughing. So
I was like, did Alec fucking laugh? Wow.
All right. So Anthony, what we're doing here is we're going like one pick at a time for each person. So now that you hopped in, you would technically be the second overall pick. We're just going through a mock draft.
I got my pick. I'm ready.
All right. Announce the team like it would be like in the draft. Okay.
Oh, what team?
Wait a minute.
We just had Chicago pick Jalen Carter with the second overall pick. The Houston Texans select.
The Houston Texans?
Yeah. You got the Houston
and we're on the third pick? Second pick.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This one.
And with the second overall pick wait a minute, hold on. What a great crowd here this evening.
Anthony, why are you doing Alex's job, damn it?
He's
trying to fire Roger Goodell already.
Oh, my bad. You said announce it like it was going to be at the draft. I'm doing the whole bit.
I was talking to Alex when I told him that.
Oh,
not you.
My bad.
Here you go, Anthony. I got you.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm allowed to play sound in here?
And with the second pick in the 2023 National Football League draft, the Houston Texans select nobody wants to come play here, but they proffer to offer to Bryce Young, and he turned us down. And then we called Al Bundy, and he turned us down. But C.J. Stroud said the money looked right, so that's who's going to be our quarterback. The Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I also have C.J. Stroud going number 2. I think just the way he played against Georgia, he's the first QB off the board.
Here you go, Alex. I got the sound.
Flag on the play.
Oh, wait, no, Alec, I don't think we should play that sound. I think we're on the same page about that. We should not play that sound.
That
will get us caught.
I didn't know.
We're trying not to allow the comments to get stupid anymore, so we got to tone it down ourselves a little bit.
Let's play this.
He was just trying to play the draft sound.
Oh, no.
We will get copyrighted. So
copyright bullshit. No.
Oh, yeah.
We got to YouTube. Wait a minute. We got to be clean now?
Not completely, but we're trying to tone it down a little bit because of Ben's show. It's Ben's fault.
Yeah. What happened on your show, Ben?
Oh, you'll notice if there's somebody you don't see in the comments tonight.
Yeah.
We put him in permanent timeout. So.
Oh, wow. It went that far?
It went real far.
Yeah. I know you're going to miss him, but.
Watch me do my Mr. Robinson face to Eddie Murphy.
There was attempted stolen identities, I guess, involved in this and shit. So it got pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you popped up in the comments while the show was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the problem. But we took care of it.
Oh, so, well, hell, I don't need my cowboy hat no more. That was the only reason he wanted me to wear it, so he would light up the comments.
No, I told you to wear that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You told me to wear it because you knew he was going to jump all over it and light up the comments.
No, it doesn't matter anymore. Just put it back on. We don't care.
Well, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with the headphones on.
So you have Stroud going to the Texans at number whatever?
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
Well, that's even more appropriate. You pick the Texans. The second you got to wear the hat.
There you go, man. That would have been appropriate.
No, I think more appropriate for the Texans is this right here. Because, when you get old, you got to wear your special glasses. And I don't see the Texans doing nothing special this year, which is kind of appropriate because right now I can't see nothing with these glasses on. But they should draft that Stroud boy. That he got a head full of gummy worms or whatever, but he could throw that ball a heat. I seen him one time. He threw the ball all the way over the top of the stadium. Didn't even hurt his shoulder or nothing. Didn't need to drink a Gatorade or eat some oranges and go to the bathroom. That's what that boy that used to play and had the upside down blue U on the helmet with the big head. He said that's what they do at halftime. They eat oranges and go to the bathroom. I guess that's good therapy. But they're gonna take that boy JC. What the boy? Yeah, that guy from the Buck Nuts. That's him, man. And they're gonna take him in the set. What pick is it again? Did I take my medicine? One of y'all got my medicine? Because I can't read this label. This small as hell. It say I don't even know what that say. But the doctor said I'm supposed to take it a couple times a day. I posted. That's what we say in Mississippi. That's where I'm from. I grew up in Tugelo Grove, Mississippi. They say if you're from Mississippi, they call it the sip. But when we got together on the weekends, we did a hell of a lot more than sip. Like, but yeah, that's where I think that boy going because I can't see him doing nothing else because it don't matter. He gonna get beat up anyway, and he gonna leave and go someplace else. But that's what they gonna do.
And with the NFL draft,
I will say just before I get to Arizona here at 3.
Oh, there's a song. There is no Arizona. That's a conspiracy theory. Lucille Ball, Eddie Murphy, Pat Morita from Mr. Miyagi, the guy that owned Mr. Miyagi's on Happy Days. They all had a conspiracy theory that really was no Arizona, but it was covered up by the it was covered up by the KFC. That's them people despise over in Russia. And but then this little girl, her name was Orange Rhine or something like that. She sang a song about that in Arizona. That's actually a real conspiracy theory. The KFC from Russia quashed it because they didn't want nobody to do it. I synced it. I synced it with that one when I used the could see, but I can't sync it now, but I synced it then. That's what's going on. I'm gonna shut up and let y'all do y'all show, but I thank y'all for having me on. By the way, I'm Anthony's nephew, uncle. I'm his uncle. They call my nephew Mr. Fingers. They call me Mr. Broken Fingers because my hands all knobby like Fred Sanford. But I appreciate y'all having me on the show. And what the hell was I talking about?
Who the?
I guess I better go ahead. I guess I better find my medicine, go take my nap. I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right. So that was amazing, by the way. That was great.
I did a whole karaoke show like that for Halloween one year, and it took folks.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but here's the thing. I had on Argyle sweater vest. I had on a pair of New Balance trainers. I had on a pair of khakis. I had on a button-down shirt, and I had on the big Kangol, like the ones the old men wear when they go sit in the park.
Yeah.
And I had them glasses on, and I went to Party City, and I got the most realistic fake white mustache I could find, and it came with the eyebrows. And I put the eyebrows on, and I put the thing on, and I'm up there doing the show, and they're like, who is this old man? Like, but the show would start after happy hour, and they used to have like dollar shots, so folks were pretty tore up. But it took about 30, 40 minutes for folks to realize that it really was me. We love your nephew. He's so great. Is he coming back next week? Yeah, darling, he'll be back. It just you're gonna want to cumber them up because you're gonna catch a cold or some mosquito bites or something, because that's what it look like you got working right now. But there ain't nothing wrong with that. We use mosquitoes to go fly fishing. We go gigging frogs in the creek.
What's wrong with gigging frogs?
Nothing. That was my whole bit. Like I talked about just stuff. And folks thought I was his old man.
That should go pretty well in Missouri too, huh?
Look, I sang
Oklahoma. Excuse me, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah. I even sang boys
Missouri for Scott.
I sang I make love to you like y'all want me to. Oh girl, I know about making love. I used to tear them up back in the day, boy. Watch out. And I got excited again. I better calm down. I hope I didn't mix my Viagra with my blood pressure medicine.
Oh God, don't talk about Viagra. Here Scott comes.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna rope this back in.
Grab that train and put it back on the rail.
I used to date a girl that liked ropes. They made a movie about it. Call it 50 Shades of Grey, and they never paid me a damn thing.
All right.
So wait for next show, Alex. We're gonna have to gang up on it.
Oh my God.
Anything can happen on live TV.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Quoted from the man, Mr. Ben Cornett.
I think we're at pick 3.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say before I get to pick 3 is the only way the Texans don't take a quarterback is if they trade that second round pick for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Then with that second overall pick, you have who I have Arizona going with for the third overall pick, which is Will Anderson, the edge rusher from Alabama. It's either going to be, to me, it's either Anderson or Carter, whichever one's left. I also wouldn't be shocked if Arizona trades out because they've got a few things that they need, and quarterbacks are a necessity right now. Well, what the fuck are you giving me that look for?
I don't know if you just made the pick or what, man. Did you just make the pick?
Yeah. Will Anderson.
All right.
Give me back that last fish. Give me that fish.
Who the hell am I going to get stuck with now?
That's actually what it is.
So with the fourth overall pick, the Indianapolis Colts select.
Oh, well, you guys left. Who am I on?
So we have Jalen Carter to the Bears, C.J. Stroud to the
What,
Texans,
is it my
Will
pick now?
Anderson. Yes, it's you.
Okay, went this way. Okay, well,
What the fuck?
Bryce Young.
Okay, Bryce Young, the quarterback from Alabama. This is the first one I disagree on from the group. I actually have Will Levis going to Indianapolis before Bryce Young.
Yeah, I don't. I think they'll go for the name.
Fair.
They're gonna need somebody
Now
to
there were
generate as much offense as possible.
they were or when I was doing this mock draft earlier, I typed Will Levis and then I went to Seattle's pick and then I went back to Indianapolis, erased and put Bryce Young, went to Seattle and then erased it and put Will Levis again and just left back and
Am I freezing or are you guys freezing?
Ladies
fine.
and gentlemen,
Good.
this
Well, you
is
heard me, so
I
I'm not
don't know
freezing.
what's going
Yeah.
on.
when you have bad.
I think I froze, yeah.
Okay.
I think you kicked your monitor again.
Well, he's in that. He's in
I
that.
did not.
He hasn't kicked his monitor in months, man. What are you talking about?
Man, you turned into Max Headroom for a minute. Stop playing.
All right. Ben, with the 5th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks select.
Okay, well,
The
I'm
wrong
not going
guy.
to let that distract us from the fact that Kobe Williams is having a good game for Louisiana Tech right now against.
Oh
UAB.
my God! Here we go again.
Very important game tonight in Conference USA for both teams. No,
It absolutely is.
with the
It's March Madness.
Fifth pick
It's almost
for
March Madness
Seahawks.
season, Johnny.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. For the Seahawks, the 5th pick
Yes.
is going to be. I got Tyree Wilson, defensive end from Texas Tech.
I like it.
They need to go defense. You know, they gave up a lot of points last year. Pete Carroll's looking to have a defense that can advance further into the playoffs than they did this year. And they're getting close to the 49ers, which to me, they're that window's not closing, but it's slowly starting to close there for the Niners within the next couple of years. And then Seattle's on the way up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I also had Tyree Wilson there. I like that. Especially that freakish athleticism he has. There has to be that big, that fast.
Well, he's probably the
and
best
he's
edge rusher
still.
in the draft right now, or the second best edge rusher in the draft right now. So
I agree with that. Yeah.
Depending on the game.
All right, Alec. Be good to me with the 6th overall pick. The Detroit Lions select.
I wanted this one so.
Why you gotta say because oh, it's your team?
Yeah.
Miles Murphy, defensive lineman from Clemson. Is that
I
good
like
enough?
that.
Is that Alex approved?
Yeah. I went with Brian Brzee, defensive tackle from
That's
Clemson.
who I had too.
Just with how well Hutchinson and James Houston both did, and Romeo Okwara once he came back, I don't think edge rusher's as big a need. But I mean, you can never have too many edge rushers either. So,
And you can stuffing the run is the key to making a one-dimensional defense.
and Miles Murphy's very good at. Miles Murphy's good on that edge of stopping the run and getting after the passer. So, yeah, that would be a good pick. All right, Anthony. With the 7th overall pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select.
Well, we know that there was a big whole kerfuffle about their number 1 position being suddenly vacant, and seeing as
wait a minute. I would like to interrupt Anthony on the grounds that he interrupted me. So, Anthony, you have an opportunity right now. Nobody has taken the TCU guy yet.
You want him to take a receiver at 7?
No, I just want Anthony to take somebody from TCU because it would be ironic and funny.
Hell no. There's only one TCU guy going first round, and he ain't going this early.
You
Deontay Johnson.
Somebody from TCU
Johnson.
from the team that my team beat. They octupled them up and scored. That's funny. You a funny dude, Johnny B. You need to take stand-up comedy. You should take stand-up comedy.
Has him as the 4th best player in the league in the draft, man.
From that angle, that looks like a fanny pack.
It isn't?
Nah.
What is it?
It's a
All I
hat.
can see is your name
Yeah,
in front of your face, man. So
Oh, by the way, Ben,
What?
RIP to the Mavericks. Luka got hurt.
Oh no,
Possible ACL.
Who is it?
Luka.
Wow.
Been saying it's possible ACL.
Fuck.
I'm not sure yet.
That
That's
blows.
just what underground NBA is saying right now. Sorry, Johnny. Back to NFL.
Corey,
Well,
Michael
sorry,
Thomas, not
Johnny,
the line.
I interrupted Anthony.
Okay,
Remember, so it's
Anthony.
Okay, like this.
I'm gonna rope this back in. Anthony, the Las Vegas Raiders select.
Well, the Las Vegas Raiders lost. Well, did they really lose when Derek Carr left, or was it an opportunity? Some people look at some things as a loss. Some people look at some things as an opportunity. Some people see a half-empty glass. I see a glass I'm not going to touch because it's been sitting on the bar for 14 minutes. And I don't look like that. That's not me.
No, you're talking about his team.
Oh. And so I think that the Las Vegas, formerly of Oakland, formerly of Los Angeles, formerly of Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders will look deep into their hearts. They will go out to a state where the grass is as blue as the sea, and they will pick none other than quarterback Will Levis with their first round draft pick.
That's
And
a good one.
It'll be a perfect fit. They just lost the quarterback.
That's where I had him going to. So
now it would be.
I just had Bryce Young there because that was my third quarterback.
Now he would be jacked up. Jacked up would be if by the time the seventh pick come around, all three of the top three are off the board.
Then I think they're reaching to Anthony Richardson because they need a quarterback.
who?
Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I think Levis will end up going close to that spot right there. I don't think
I could see all three being gone by the top 5.
I don't think he has the name recognition for anybody to really reach for him.
Oh, he's got the.
It's not a reach. It's not. I don't want to say reach because that's. But
He's got the
people are
name
also
recognition.
looking at.
He just wasn't that great. Consistent. He wasn't consistently great.
Here in Vegas,
Yeah.
Consistent, yeah.
McDaniels prefers to get a veteran quarterback out here.
Yeah.
The one in free agency rather than draft one. So
Yeah, this is just if they miss out on Brady, Garoppolo, all those guys, yeah. Now an interesting thing we talk about how inconsistent Levis was and all that. Well, just a couple things to defend him. One, he didn't really have anyone around him.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Richardson. I was going to say, really.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Now the big thing for me why he's flying up my board is there were multiple years where he was a quarterback at that Manning Passing Academy. And when they left and asked who the best quarterback was, Will Levis was the one they pointed at.
Right.
So if they're pointing and saying he was the best one of all the ones there, it's to me, you fix the reading the defenses and that mental side of it. He's got all the physical tools. So I see a scenario where a team trades up to number 1 and takes him, or he's the first guy off the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of mock drafts that have him as the first quarterback off.
I'm waiting for the All-Star games to be over with. Then I can make a decision on that. That's my all three of those quarterbacks are up in the air for me.
See, but I don't think any of the quarterbacks are in the All-Star games. Those top 3, I think they're all juniors. Stroud and Young definitely
East West.
Why would they?
Why wouldn't they? The East West game allows juniors.
Yeah, but
the East
if you're those guys,
if you're looking to be in the draft, besides the combine, those games are where all the fucking scouts are at.
Yeah,
but if you're basically locked in to be a top 5 pick, why go?
To get the team you want to talk to. What's it called? Networking.
I was going to say
go out there and network with the team owners and the team GMs and shit, and get a feel of where you might go or you might not go. That's why.
Yeah, but like you could go and just pull a Jermaine Johnson because there's no benefit to playing that game for any of those guys.
There's not, except for networking. Networking is a big deal.
So that's why I said you go and pull a Jermaine Johnson. You go, you ball out for the week, you talk to all the teams, and then you fuck off and leave. But
quick question:
you don't get them in that competitive atmosphere. There is a difference, and once the GMs and these team members are meeting with players in a competitive atmosphere. And I mean, not a competitive atmosphere for the player on the field. I'm talking about a competitive atmosphere with all the other scouts and GMs and ownerships around. The offers go up a little bit.
None of those top three guys are going.
Alec had a question.
So
I got you, bro.
Next Thursday. Thanks, Anthony. The East-West Shrine game isn't it usually on Saturdays because it's on next Thursday.
It's on Friday, isn't it? I thought it was the 3rd and the 5th.
It's Thursday, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw it. I was looking it up because I know it's gonna be coming up soon.
When you made me look it back up last night, that's what day it was on, Thursday. I was going to ask you about that too.
Oh, okay.
Because usually it's on Saturday. I was always on Saturdays usually. Unless they did Thursday last year. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was the weekend thing, and then it showed up. I thought it was this weekend, and then I looked again after Alex said that shit yesterday.
Well, because typically they don't do it the same weekend as the Pro Bowl.
Right.
That's why. Like,
it's in Benstown.
Yeah.
Benstown,
yeah, they're doing all that as Pro Bowl weekend.
Benstown, Nevada. I bet there's a town named Benstown, Nevada, because all the old gold towns and shit, old mining towns.
Could be. Maybe in Wyoming. I don't
know. Wyoming.
All right.
2 houses rub together make a town.
So I'm sitting at the 8th pick with Atlanta. I had Miles Murphy going in my mock draft, but he's already off the board. I would have gone Tyree Wilson. He's off the board. So I'll go with who I had going to Detroit. I'll take Brian Brzee, the defensive tackle from Clemson. You pair him with Grady Jarrett, and you load up the middle of that defense.
Who'd you take?
Brian Brzee.
Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Johnny, the Carolina Panthers at the 9th overall pick select.
Wow.
Just don't do it. The other D words are saying they're getting.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go off the board, and I'm going to give him Peter Skoronski. Northwestern tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I like it.
But I saw someone's mock draft. You know who they had the Panthers getting? I laughed when they said this. Anthony Richardson.
Well, you can laugh at me too. That's what I got. I got Anthony Richardson going to Carolina. They need a quarterback, and that's the best quarterback left.
I think that's what they had on Bucky.
Would he even fit in that offense though? Because they had to go back to the Cam Newton days. Change the whole offense.
We don't know what offense it's going to be yet, really.
Yeah, we don't know what offense Frank Reich's going to run. Because he had, when he was in Philly, Carson Wentz was moving around a lot. So I could see the same thing with an Anthony Richardson. And he had no help in Florida. And, I mean, he's got all the athletic tools, like a cannon of an arm. He's accurate. He's just another guy that needs to sit and read the defense. That's the only thing with him. So and to me, is he a top 10 talent? Absolutely not. But because he's a quarterback and a lot of these teams in the top 10 are desperate for a quarterback, Anthony Richardson's probably going top 10.
So you're saying that he's one of those where you got to draft him and sit him for a year, or draft him and then?
I think you draft him and sit him for a year.
Season.
I think
he sits for a year. I think Levis sits for a year, and you can make an argument for Stroud and Young both to sit a year too. There's arguments for all 4 of them to sit a year.
I'm not gonna lie. Who was the Panthers quarterback again? I completely forgot.
Well, Sam Darnold's a free agent.
Darnell.
I think their only quarterbacks under contract are PJ Walker and Matt Corral.
I think if the Texans, the only team I can see, the Texans, they're going to start a quarterback right away. They're not going to wait around.
Agreed.
That guy's going to start from day one, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's going to happen. So because they need to sell.
Yeah.
Bold prediction: Sixers are going to hire a coach and then fire him at the end of the year.
The Texans can run with Mills there for a while if they want to get another kid.
There was a thought for me. There was you build up this defense, roll Mills out there for another year, and just hope you suck enough to get Caleb Williams next year. But
it makes sense. I mean,
but they were too competitive in too many games against good teams.
Right.
that they're probably not getting
for a while.
But you're probably not getting in a spot to get a Caleb Williams is the thing. So are you going to get a better quarterback by sitting and waiting a year than you are with Stroud or Young?
I think everybody's pretty much got the Texans trading back a couple of spots anyway, and that'll load up the draft pick.
I actually think they might trade up. I think they might go to 1 and get their guy. Because to me, it's them or Indy's trading up to Chicago.
You know, we're talking about the Texans, so that could happen, but they're in a prime spot. That's prime real estate where they're at, man, to get draft picks and not have to move back too far.
If you're the Bears, take it. You can still get your defensive guy and more picks.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. If Houston doesn't trade up, Indy's probably picking a quarterback at 1.
Yeah.
So you jump ahead of Indy and you get the guy you want. That's why
if you're sold on somebody, and who knows what the Texans are sold on except for new massages.
Sold on losing.
Sold on massages is in Cleveland now.
Well, I can't even say they're sold on losing because they had a good run at the end of the season, man, and they were playing strong. They were playing, but then again, that's
toe to toe with the Cowboys, toe to toe with the Chiefs. They were playing some damn good football late.
They brought the massage.
Remind me of the Lions a little bit there.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Alec?
Oh, they're having a massage convention again in June in Cleveland.
Oh, good Lord.
I thought it was a joke, so I actually looked it up, and it actually is a convention they're having in June.
Yep. All right, Ben. With the 10th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select.
Well, whoever goes to Philadelphia is going to be really excited to go to a winning team. Not only that, but you got Villanova, you got St. Joseph's, you got a bunch of college basketball schools you get to pick from and watch during your off time. It'll be a lot of fun for this guy, whoever gets by the way. Anyway, with the 10th pick, the Eagles, I got them selecting a guy from Iowa named Lucas Van Ness, defensive end.
Flying up. Yeah, he's flying up boards. I like that pick a lot. I have him going to them with their other first-round pick, so I like that.
Okay, but I like just because, again, defense wins championships?
Yeah. That's actually who I have trading back because
I thought about that too.
That's a strong team, and they could build for the future by trading back and gathering picks. That's like Patriots used to do. All the dynasty teams have done shit like that. So I could see the Eagles doing that.
Yeah.
I had the Eagles going Devon Witherspoon, corner from Illinois.
I like that.
You get that third corner, and then once either Slay or Bradbury leaves, you can have him take that spot. I think that's. I think they go defense.
I watched one game with Witherspoon in it with the Orange Man, and then I had to research again when I was going through these picks and stuff. I was like, "Damn, this boy can play. He really can."
He was originally like my 6th corner, and then I was just looking at it, and I was like, as I started looking into it more, he climbed up. He's my 3rd corner now, but just the fit of him in Philly would be phenomenal.
I really want to see his combine.
Me too. He could easily become my number 1 corner with a good combine.
Yep.
All right, Alec, with pick number 11, the Tennessee Titans select.
Well, I'm gonna go with one of my home team players. Sucks that he's leaving, but hope he has a great NFL career. Take Christian Gonzalez, cornerback, Oregon.
Too high.
Okay. And watch him let you eat those words. One of the best corners.
I could see him at 6 to us, 8 to Atlanta, 10 to Philly. His man coverage was getting better as the season went on, and he's that athletic freak, super fast. He's tall, lanky. For him, you're getting the size with the hope that he continues that progression, the man coverage he had this year, because he became very good at man coverage late in the year.
And trust me, it takes a lot for me to say Oregon player going first round. It takes a lot for me to say that. Usually they're not top 10 players.
I think he's one that'll develop really well, but it's a 3-year project with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't play the same, even if it looks the same off defense in college as it is. It's not, dude. It really just isn't. There's a
now
lot
corners nowadays are progressing a lot quicker. I will say that. So,
but he does rely on his physical abilities, and we've seen it a million times, man, where physical abilities does not add up to the NFL. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we gotta see we gotta see what his mentality is like, how fast he can learn, and stuff like that. I'd still keep him just on his physical abilities. He's in the first round for me, but it's just
absolutely,
it's a development thing for me.
Yeah, you don't always want to rely on that athletic ability.
Right.
You know, he's got to develop. No, I'm just saying. I think that's too high of a pick. You know, that's going too high. Yeah.
I was being nice. I didn't say that. I have Jordan Battle and Joey Porter. Like, I don't know what to do with them too.
Yeah,
I have Battle as a second round guy.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, the thing is, like, I didn't know. I just found out this weekend one of the Oregon legends. I don't care what anybody says, he's an Oregon legend. Devin Allen plays for the Eagles on special teams.
Yep.
I didn't even know that until, like, because he's been tossed around different teams.
Yeah.
Top receiver. Should have been one, but, ACL injury pushed him back and ruined that.
Same guy that thought Anthony legend Oregon.
Alex,
no, he's not a legend.
I have
Devin Allen was one of our best receivers on the team that we had.
His mouth wasn't moving. I didn't know how was he talking.
You screamed a little bit, but you were still talking.
No, I'm saying he's one of the top receivers we had in our college program, along with our corner, which fell off, was Ifo Ekpre Olomu, but he fell off.
Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah.
Can we give?
He also got injured.
Applause here, man.
This
is not the first time this show I've heard him say our program so many times. I'm so proud of him.
There is our team. The team pisses me off. I'll give him that. I'll say that no matter what, because they can go so far and then set right back. But the players that they have, I've noticed, like the way, like with Dan Lanning, the defense. Anybody on defense is, I could see them succeeding in the NFL because they overall offense is still mid. Bo Nix is, I don't know, that whole offense is just dumpster fire, but the defense kept them in games.
You're being too harsh on your offense.
Yeah, I think so.
Guys,
against Arizona, their defense, Oregon would have lost that game.
After a loss for one of his teams. There has to be some kind of video footage that he broke.
The thing about
whenever they lose, every time I watch them and they lose, I literally just sit there. No, I'll say every time when they lose, I sit there and be like, "Yep, that was expected."
Okay.
Like, you expect me to be like this?
The thing with
my God, you get punched my TV. No, I'm not Cowboys fans. Sorry. Sorry, Johnny.
Alex, the thing about Jordan, Jesus Christ, I just got back to this. The Jordan Battle thing is, I don't see we talked about development with the one guy because of physical attributes. The opposite to me is true because he does play in a pro style defense, because he has competed with the other people in that defense just to get a spot. I think he's more of a first round pick, but not where they have him ranked. They have him ranked. You see where they got him ranked.
I have Battle as a safety, not a corner, and I have him as my third safety.
He's a safety. That's what I'm talking about. But
yeah, he's my third safety.
But they have him as the make sure.
I got him as a top 50 prospect, but
they have him as the number one safety on the board.
To me,
I don't see
Brian Branch is playing safety. Yeah. He's my number one safety, and same thing with Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M. He's my number two safety.
And you picked Witherspoon over Joey too.
That was purely fit for Philly. Okay. Joey Porter's my number one corner,
right?
And actually, Christian Gonzalez is my number two.
Okay.
Witherspoon's number three, but just the fit in Philly. Witherspoon fit best.
Alex, yeah, he's out for season. I just saw the video. his
Battle, I
his
think, has had that experience in playing
ACL.
in an NFL style defense, So I think the learning
More than
curve
a
would be
sprained ankle.
shorter for him.
For Tennessee, I went offensive line. I went Paris Johnson from Ohio State.
Good job. Oh, man.
Just because he played guard
For
the season
Tennessee?
before this one and tackle. Luan's on his way out, man.
Yeah, he is.
I think they released him.
Stuck on Luan right there, yeah.
Yeah.
But that offensive line, that's one of the best offensive lines still, even with Luan going out. I don't know.
But then you've got a hole at left tackle. He needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
So, to me, and 6'7", freakishly athletic, a very good run blocker. To me, that's an absolute no-brainer there.
What draft pick was we stuck on? Where we would leave off?
That was 11. So, Anthony, are you still here?
I am.
All right.
We woke
you're
him
back.
up. We woke him up. Did you hear that voice?
So you are back on the clock again with the Houston Texans at pick
shit.
number 12.
New costume.
He's like, what are you guys trying to do to me here, man?
The Houston Texans are garbage.
See, Johnny, here's where I have your TCU boy going.
Everyone knows that the Houston Texans are garbage. The Gotham City Sanitation Department won't even pick it up because it's the worst garbage in the history of the NFL.
He's supposed to be Batman. All right.
Yeah.
On,
Could you not tell by on his head?
Well, I was looking over his head.
I forgot my cow. Hey, I forgot my cow. It's at the cleaners. Alfred forgot to pick it up. Speaking in this voice makes me drool on myself a lot.
You sound like Batfleck's
All right.
first movie was.
But given the fact that the Houston Texans are garbage, a big portion of them being garbage is because of their absolutely atrocious run defense. And so they need to shore up their defensive line against the offenses in the AFC South, which, except for the Jaguars, have been equally. I have a thing for cats. Don't say anything. Hi, Selena. Except for the Jacksonville Jaguars, all the run defenses, all of the offenses have been atrocious. Oh, and respect to King Henry, I'll still kick your ass. So, having said all of that, and ruined my voice, and drooled on myself, I think that the Houston Texans take a very bold step, and they reach out to Athens, Georgia, and select Nolan Smith, linebacker, University of Georgia. He's equally adept. He's equally adept at playing in the back part of the front seven, or coming up on the front line to helping stuff the run. And seeing as Jalen Carter is already off the board, it was the only logical conclusion I can make.
I like that pick,
right.
But I think
I do too.
I like Alex's pick better because for need, like we said, we're talking about the Texans, so we don't know what the hell they'll do. But for need, they need wide recruit.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Heard
I
heard you had a special visit. It's hot as hell under that thing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Have a good nap.
I'd flip you off if we're trying to be clean.
All right. I have.
Are you joking? Wait a minute. Hold on before you move forward. Total segue sidebar from what Johnny said. Why are you joking? I did have a hell of a nap today in a dentist chair. I came in, the lady said, "How you been?" I've been good. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna give you the stuff. What flavor you want?" Because like I'm 5, like I'm picking out a lollipop, and she's like, I got some blueberry." I said, "I'll take it." The next thing I know, the dentist was waking me up. He's like, "You did real good, man. You were knocked out the whole time." Like I literally fell asleep for an hour in a dentist chair with people poking around in my mouth. It's a good thing my dentist's name isn't Deshaun Watson. Anyway, moving along.
Okay.
You couldn't hold it, could you, Johnny?
No, you got me with the good thing my name ain't Deshaun Watson. I was keeping it straight, man. I was like, ugh.
So that was a good pick, huh?
Yeah, that was a good pick, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprising too.
Not me, just because Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just not that I was insulting his intelligence. I was just like, it was a surprising pick. I didn't see that coming there.
Well,
If Smith hadn't torn his ACL, he'd be up this high.
No, he didn't tear his ACL. He tore a bicep tendon.
Or sorry, bicep, yeah.
Or something like that. But no, that was Nakobe. He did something to his shoulder.
Nakobe Dean.
But anyway, yeah, he'd be drafted a lot higher. He's projected to go in the first round, but he's projected to go late first round, maybe early second round. But I think out of the defensive players that are projected to go in the first round, he would be a great addition because he really, seriously, I know I said that in jest in that stupid voice, but he can come up on the line and stuff the run, or he can back up and he can back up and be first line of defense in the linebacker corps. And he's stupid good at it. I mean, he
looks fast on the field too. I just don't know.
Oh yeah.
He's freakishly fast on the field. Yeah.
Those boys are ridiculous. I mean, you don't go to IMG Academy to play football and not be good.
Yeah, and I was going to say he was like a top 10 like overall prospect coming out of high school his year. So the dude can play absolutely. I love that pick. In my draft for the New York Jets at 13, I had him going Peter Skoronski, but since he's off the board, I'll do what I did at 11. I'll take Paris Johnson. Try finishing shoring up that offensive line for the Jets. I don't actually think they're picking with this pick. Me and Johnny talked about it earlier. I think the Green Bay Packers are picking with this pick. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. So I think Green Bay is actually picking here, but
Jets, Jet. Well, Fireman Ed will be happy, won't he?
We're
just about 5 minutes until he hears Aaron Rodgers open his mouth.
You're basing that off of Hackett going to the Jets?
And if you
multiple reasons, actually.
Yeah, so there was that. So you know how he has his weekly meeting with Pat McAfee on his show for like an hour?
Yeah.
They spent about 10 minutes talking about the Packers, and the rest of it was the Jets.
Of course, that.
And for a guy that doesn't like to know his teammates or anything, he was listing off all the receivers, all the tight ends. Like he had quite a bit of knowledge about the Jets. So I'm kind of putting 2 and 2 together here. I think Hackett was a bonus, but
interested in Aaron Rodgers either. You know,
he's probably telling the Packers, "Hey, draft me a receiver, give me some offense."
Now he also did say like he would restructure the contract to stay in Green Bay and like all that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm getting a feeling that his time in Green Bay is over.
Do you really see him as a Jet though? That's the thing.
I do, because not him personally, but I think the Jets are at the point where they're going all in to try and get this quarterback and try and get a run because they're a quarterback away.
I see Derek Carr more in the Jets than I do.
Seriously,
not with Hackett as the coordinator.
You seriously
Derek Carr is far too emotional, man. Far too emotional to be with the Jets.
Yeah, but the Jets are the Jets.
It don't matter. It's not the Jets. It's the town, dude. The town will eat you up and spit you out.
No, I know.
No, he's saying the Jets will make the mistake and go get the wrong quarterback.
Yeah,
they've made good calls in the recent past. So
I trust
like
Joe
with the Lions.
The
Lions have been making good calls. I can't penalize them because they're past for what they're doing now.
Scott, the only reason I was taking Skoronski in mine or Paris Johnson in this one over Torrance is just with the question mark of Mekhi Becton and George Fant at your tackle. This gives you some insurance. He can also slide out and play tackle, where Torrance is more kind of limited to guard and center.
Yep.
Johnson's guard tackle. So, and Skoronski could realistically play all 5. That was my only reason for going those guys over Torrance. I love Osiris Torrance as a prospect this year. He's a phenomenal offensive lineman.
Alex is going to love the guy anyway.
Now, there's a few offensive linemen this year I do not love, so that I still had to swallow my pride and put them high because I think they're going to go high. But
participant trophies,
pretty much. All right, Johnny, with the 14th overall pick, the New England Patriots select.
Jesus.
Really?
Well, you already taken the TCU.
Jesus, you
like
gonna go
Jesus.
to the Patriots, man. They need it.
They already have it, right?
They need Jesus, all right.
Okay, I'm going to give them a wide receiver, Josh Downs from North Carolina.
Oh, I think that's early for him.
Yeah, but I don't.
I like Josh Downs though.
I feel like he's the best option for them.
It depends what they're doing with the rest of their receiving core because they've got the bigger receivers outside. And of course, as you say, slick Josh Downs. Sean Spencer pops into the chat. Thank you for tuning in, Sean.
Did I? I thought that was somebody else that said that.
Let's see, and I'm the same. I see Josh Downs as a round 2 guy. And if they keep the receivers they have now, then they don't need the outside guys like Josh Downs is going to be. They need that inside guy, kind of like a Jordan Addison.
Look, I was trying to give Sean Spencer a little bit of love. I haven't really went over the wide receivers yet that much. I don't like the ones that I've seen so far in the list, so I went to one that I actually did see play well. So
yeah,
like I said,
dispute this one. Namath said he would unretire the number for Rodgers, so 12 would be available.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
The reports came back. It's a sprint. It's not an ACL. It's not as bad as they first thought.
Good.
It was close though. It was close.
Alec is our own little personal sideline reporter.
Well,
I saw the injury. I saw the injury. The thing's bent in the wrong direction, just like how my foot did, but worse.
It's not just for you, Sean. I really think that the Patriots, if they're going to draft,
that would be a Patriots pick.
Yeah.
Anthony will like my pick. I had Broderick Jones, the tackle from Georgia, going there. Right. I think they need tackle help in the worst possible way, especially Isaiah Wynn's a free agent this year, and Trent Brown's getting up there. So
I was thinking their weakness there was mostly guard because they can't open a lane for the running backs.
Broderick is a bad dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you want, he's nasty in the run game. He's got to work on his pass blocking a little bit, but the dude can freaking maul people in the running game.
I could actually give the Patriots
and get out in front of the running back.
Yeah. I love him as a run blocker. And for a run-heavy scheme like the Patriots, I think that's a phenomenal place for him to go.
As a matter of fact, that whole push the pile thing, he's there have been a lot of plays that Georgia had that got stopped at 3 yards that got pushed out to 9 or 10 is because Broderick got in there and started pushing.
Yeah.
That much.
All right. Ben, with the 15th overall selection, the Green Bay Packers select.
I got Trenton Simpson, linebacker from Clemson, who
that is disgusting, but I love it.
Because they need defense bad. I could run against that defense.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. You had I'm sorry, Ben. I just got a flash there. Alex had Green Bay trading, right? The Jets. Who did you have Green Bay taking? Because they need a quarterback.
Well, I just said realistically, I think Green Bay would actually ride with Jordan Love.
Really?
At this point, well, because the top 4 quarterbacks went in the top 10. I don't see them taking another quarterback that early. I think you ride with Jordan Love for a year. If he's good, you've got your quarterback. If not, you're in position to get one of the good ones next year.
I thought you were going to say you see them trading for Garoppolo or something. Or
no.
Picking up Garoppolo.
I think you see what you have in Jordan Love. You drafted him in the first round. You got to see what you got in him. I would have, who I actually have them taking with this pick, it would be Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame.
Which makes more sense, but they won't do it because
no.
I think Green Bay's seen what they needed to see out of Jordan Love. I think they're going to look for a quarterback somewhere along the line.
See, I would agree if they had one of those top 8 picks where all those quarterbacks are going to probably go. but I could honestly see them wait until the third round where some of these guys are going to go and go get a Hendon Hooker, a Stetson Bennett, one of those guys that's got that big game experience, and then see what you got in one of those guys.
What's the North Carolina quarterback? Is he staying in North Carolina?
He's a redshirt freshman. He has to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, Drake May is coming back. Drake May will be back on the field.
I want to see what his draft looks like.
Drake May could go 2024 though.
Yeah.
Although I think he'd be smart to go 2025, stay for his redshirt junior year, go in 2025 because he'd be the number one quarterback off the board. Because 2024, it's Caleb Williams is the number one guy.
Yeah, but what about Arch Manning in 2025?
2026.
2026. Oh, okay. So
yeah, because he has to play 23, 24, and 25. He can go for the 26 draft.
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
but I'm not sold on him until I see him play.
In the 2026,
I'm the same way.
The Indianapolis Colts select Arch Manning.
No,
we gotta see him play first.
It wouldn't matter to them though. It's the legacy. Remember?
That don't mean nothing because you see
it does to the Colts.
Who is it?
Who they brought in? Jeff Saturday for. Come on, man.
What's his nuts son winning?
Yeah, to kill half a season.
And they're thinking about keeping him too, which is the funniest part of that.
Yeah, it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because everyone else they wanted is said fuck off. All right, Alec, we're back to you, right?
Let's see.
No, we already gave Devin Witherspoon away, Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, so Alec, the Washington Commanders at 16th overall pick select.
They take Anthony's guy, Keely Ringo, cornerback, Georgia.
I like that. I haven't gone
a
bit later, but I haven't gone a few picks later. I have Cam Smith, so I'm still going corner, but to me, it's just I think Cam Smith is a bit better in that press man coverage, which I think this gives Rivera his Josh Norman that he had in Carolina. I see a lot of Josh Norman in Cam Smith, so that's why I went there. But I mean, at this point, you can't go wrong with Cam Smith, Joey Porter, Ringo, Clark Smith. Like, there's a lot of very good corners available. So any of them's a good pick at this point. All right, Anthony, pick 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers select.
Pick number 17 in the 2023 draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select offensive lineman Anton Harrison of the University of Oklahoma Sooners.
Good pick. With all the other tackles off the board already, that is a phenomenal pick.
I know who everybody wants here in Pittsburgh.
And I think it's the guy I actually gave them.
Lineman, but it's offensive lineman, but it's a center, not that.
Do they want who? Jarrett Patterson?
No, they want Schmitz from Minnesota.
Oh, John Michael Schmitz.
Yep.
You can get him in the second round.
Michael Jingerheimer.
Yeah, but they're talking about it constantly. Madden is talking about it. Everybody here is talking about Schmitz. They're in love with this guy.
He's a damn good player, so.
And you know how it works with Pittsburgh. If they fall in love with somebody, they will get him.
Yeah. I have Pittsburgh. It pains me to say this, but I had to just do a mock draft instead of picking who I wanted where. I had Joey Porter Jr.
I knew when you said it pains you to say this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Joey Porter Jr. going.
Can you imagine that, man, with Joey Porter and what's his name there?
I don't. Yeah, that'd be insane. All right, I guess I get to pick the Lions this time. I pick 18. Well, since we didn't actually take him yet in this draft, the Lions are taking Joey Porter Jr. But I had Porter off the board, so I went Christian Gonzalez at pick 18.
Don't say that to Sydney.
Yeah.
Did you pick Alex?
I picked Joey Porter in this one, but in my actual mock draft with Porter going to Pittsburgh, I picked Christian Gonzalez. Okay. For him to be the number 2 corner opposite Okudah, I think he can take the risk of the athletic ability. And that big size, that press man ability. I think that would be a good pick at 18.
All right.
All right, Johnny. With the 19th overall pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select.
He wants it to be a lineman so bad.
I have a lineman.
I would love it to be a lineman myself, but I think the tackles are gone. Shit. Is Harrison still on the board?
Who?
Anton Harrison?
No,
I
he's
just pulled him.
Yeah, he went to the Steelers.
Damn it.
Offensive tackles, you're pretty much pooched for first round guys.
Okay, I then I'll have to go with the only other freaking. I know we're going to go cornerback, linebacker, and an offensive lineman. I don't know what's going to get free agents. The kid from Georgia, has he been gone yet? Ringo?
Which one? Yeah.
Ringo was picked. Yep.
Alec picked him right before I made my pick.
Yeah.
He's better at Bruce Arians than me.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I really would.
Well, I have to go by my own logic and go with the guy that I think has got. It won't need as much development. It's what's his damn name? Let me look him up again.
Jesus.
Branch, Alabama.
Brian Branch, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good pick for you guys. I had Osiris Torrance, the interior offensive lineman from Florida. You slide him in.
I just
that other guard spot.
It's the Florida. I don't trust linemen from the South. I just don't. Forget.
How do you not trust big boys that was raised on cornbread and grits?
Because I trust big boys who play in the weather and who know how to go out there and hit.
Oh, trust me. If you feed them enough cornbread and grits, they will run through a wall for you in the middle of the winter wearing nothing but a jockstrap and a pair of ballerinas.
The oldest saying in football is always draft your linemen from the north and draft your skilled players from the south. And it's held true for as long as I can remember.
All right. Ben, with the 20th overall selection, the Seattle Seahawks select. This is your second time getting Seattle too, isn't it?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You got them at pick 5.
Yes.
We had you doubling up on Seattle, Anthony doubling up on Houston.
Little Seahawk thing we got going on right now.
And thank you, Alex, for keeping up with
Northwest.
Man, that's a great job you do.
The Houston Texans are trash.
You know, speaking of the
garbage.
Speaking of the Pacific Northwest, very underrated game tonight. Arizona at Washington State. Check it out on Fox Sports 1 right after Purdue and Michigan. And Purdue looks like they're going to take Michigan down again. Stay number 1.
Yeah, of course they are.
But anyway, we won't let that distract us from who I'm going to pick right now. For Seattle, the home of Starbucks, and throwing fish around. And I'm sure this guy will throw plenty of fish around down there at the market. I'm picking Osiris Torrance, offensive lineman from Florida.
Man.
Because you know what? Seattle just needs to stock up on some beef. They got a lot of fish there, but they need a lot more beef. More turf, less surf. Let's go.
Man, if you paired him with the 2 tackles they got last year,
yes,
you're making a damn good offensive line there. And Damian Lewis is your other guy. Like that's great pick.
This is why I don't care if the Bucs go with Tyler Trask next year or Gabbert. I don't care. They can put Ryan Griffin in for all I care, because guess what? We need draft picks.
Yeah. I had Brian Branch going there. They could use a little bit more help
about him. That name has bugged me for a while. Is he related to Cliff in any way, what shape or form?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know.
Because legacy players are all over college, man. They are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't even realize it until they get in the NFL and somebody announces, oh, this is blah, blah, blah's second cousin to his third nephew to his whatever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
If only there was some type of search engine where we could look all of that information up.
I just don't know where you would find a search engine at, man. Where do you find them things at?
I don't know. I know. I lived in a neighborhood full of crackheads. I was searching for my engine every other day because it kept getting stolen.
Jesus Christ! All right,
By the way,
Alec.
Ben,
What?
speaking of basketball,
Who
Oregon.
did Ben pick? The
Colorado
Cardinals or Arizona, or what was it he picked?
No,
For Seattle, he picked Osiris
Torrance.
Torrance.
Okay. I got distracted with all the other information he was giving out there.
I'm just saying we beat Colorado Buffaloes today in basketball.
Yeah.
So that's a
Well,
good
I mean,
win.
you're talking about legacy players, Johnny. How did Cooper Manning do this year?
Who?
Cooper Manning.
Cooper Manning was garbage.
Who's Cooper Manning?
All right. Exactly. All right, Alec, with the 21st overall pick, well, technically 21st pick is forfeited, but with the actual 21st pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select.
Did anybody pick Anton Harrison?
Yep.
He's already gone. Picked right after you picked.
What the hell? Everybody just make their pick and then stop paying attention, huh?
Sounds like it.
Except for me.
Why do you think I just congratulated Alex on keeping up with all this?
Did anybody get Jalen Duncan?
The Swintons. No, Jalen Duncan is still available. Sydney loves your name there, Anthony. And then Ash said that you guys need to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, you love me, Ash.
So, Sid, we're just kind of going around. So, I, fortunately for you, had them picking Joey Porter Jr. just in my actual mock draft that I did for today. But Anthony had you guys selecting Anton Harrison, tackle from Oklahoma.
Big beefy boy.
Back to you, Alec.
I was going to pick Bijan in his position, but I'm going to go with
Bijan Mustard?
Jalen Duncan, offensive line from Maryland, the Terps.
That's a good pick.
See, I've been
He can go play the right tackle.
See, Johnny, offensive lineman from the north.
Yep.
I went
somewhat north.
I went a defensive lineman from the north. I went to Michigan and took Mozzie Smith, the nose tackle. That run defense there was atrocious. They can go get a 330-pound D tackle to plug up that middle.
Sid's comment.
Me and Sid have been fighting over Joey Porter for like 2 months now. So if either of our teams end up with him in the draft come April, the other's not going to hear the end of it. Probably for the entire career. So,
I think Joey is actually the person they're going to go after.
If he's there, that's the thing.
But there's a large outcry for that center.
14-second commentary.
Ash said, I hope neither me or Sid end up with Joey Porter Jr. at this point, so she can just laugh at both of us.
Watch the Cowboys trade up and get a.
Oh, man. All right. Anthony, with the 22nd overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens select.
With the 22nd overall pick in the 2023 draft, the Ravens of Baltimore, formerly the Browns of Baltimore, formerly the Browns of Cleveland, formerly the Colts of Baltimore, and then now again the Ravens of Baltimore. Round and around and around we goes. Who's got the rights to the name? Who gives a hell? I don't wait a minute, hold on. Oh, what was I saying? Did I take my medicine? Where the hell is my glasses? Okay. There you go.
Lord.
Not the glasses again.
There's that boy that played football, and he played football real good, but I'm gonna have to hold on.
We're gonna take Hendon Hooker, man. Come on.
It's a piece of hold on. I got it right. Oh, I can't see that. Hold on.
Focus shake.
The Baltimore Ravens take the Michael Jackson, Will Smith. I can't say that last name because it's offensive. The boy from
Jackson
Ohio
Smith
State.
and Jigba.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it?
It's in Jigba, yeah.
Oh, okay. That wasn't what my nephew told me, but that's They take that boy because he can run real fast. And he didn't play in that game, the one game where the boy tried to kick the ball and it hit the guy, the hot dog vendor in section 103C in the head because it hooked so far to the left. But he could run real fast. And he got a name I can't pronounce. I had to be careful when I says that around my family. I got a brother that's an ex-con, and you call him that playing dominoes, you might get shot. So we just call him Jackson Smith around my cousin. So, but that's the one for the Bucknuts. He played for the Bucknuts. He going to the what's the team again?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. You sure they ain't the Browns this year?
I'm sure.
Okay, they play in the same division. Ain't that something, boy? I tell you. Anyway, man, just backed up the truck and emptied everything out the stadium like a crackhead stealing the TV. That's where he going.
All right, I went the same position. I just took Jordan Addison from USC. But yeah, I think they gotta take receiver. Especially with Greg Roman no longer being the OC.
I don't think
you gotta go receiver.
I don't think Ashley liked this name either.
Yeah, 14 seconds. All right. So I'm picking for the Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd overall pick. I would have taken Keely Ringo. That's who I had in my mock draft. But since he's gone, they still desperately need a corner, so I'm going to go Clark Phillips from Utah.
Who?
Clark Phillips, the corner from Utah. He'll probably end up being more of a slot corner in the NFL. He's a bit shorter, but very good coverage skills.
Okay. Did you say Ute?
I did.
What is a Ute? Mr. Gambino, you need to go home and get yourself a proper suit. And I mean something not made of the flesh of an animal. It needs to be made from some type of textile material. Otherwise, I will hold you in contempt.
Are you criticizing Native Americans now? Jesus, God, it's getting bad on this show.
All right, Johnny, I'm roping this back in. With the 24th overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select.
I like ropes. I used to date a lady that had ropes, but we had fun with them. Go ahead.
Jacksonville selects.
Oh, Jacksonville, what do they need?
They need secondary. Could use some offensive line. Could use another receiver. Oh, well, they're getting Calvin Ridley back, so maybe receiver's not necessarily a thing. They could use a tight end. Because I doubt they're getting Evan Engram back. I think he priced himself out of
Jones gone yet?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. Where we got him.
Or we took Broderick Jones, right?
You were the one that I was praising for keeping up with it all.
Well, because I'm looking at it because I'm thinking when I had said I was in my mock draft, I was taking Broderick Jones for the Patriots. We all might have just thought that I didn't pick for New England. So I was like, did somebody else pick Broderick Jones? Not for Green Bay.
Okay. Blake Freeland, is he available still for BYU?
He's available, yeah.
I'm giving him Blake Freeland then. Outstanding on reach block, showing good initial quickness, flexibility, still black side. He's a heady player, he thinks. He's got a 87.5 grade. Not bad. 6'8".
Yeah.
No, not 6'8", is he? Yeah, he is. Jesus.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's a tall son of a bitch.
That's a big dude.
305 pounds. Yeah.
He needs to put on a bit more weight.
He's big, monstrous big, powerful big.
That's late for a 6'8" tackle.
I would worry about him as a tackle. I'd worry about him overreaching, but
I would definitely put him at right tackle instead of left.
Right.
He's a right tackle, yeah.
That is Big John Coffee big right there. That's does anybody have any questions before we let you guys go over the weekend? Yeah, I got one for you, boss. Does you leave the lights on after bedtime? Because I'm scared of the dark. That's Big John Coffee. That's big. That's big.
John Coffee like to put his hands on people too.
All right. I had Antonio Johnson, the safety from A&M, going here. Secondary help. Ben,
he's going to do that every time somebody from A&M comes up.
With the 25th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants select.
Well, on mine, I had Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Me too.
Look, I like how I made that joke. Now everybody's very careful. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
As Sid put it out for us very clearly in the comments, in Jigba.
Night, Scott.
What about the receiver from TCU?
Quentin Johnston's off the board already.
Okay.
Or wait, no, he's not.
No.
Well,
Johnny said he wanted me to take him just so
nobody actually took him.
No, I actually did take him. I put him with no, I didn't. I took the other guy from Washington, didn't I?
You took
Addison. You didn't pick for Washington.
Or no, the North Carolina player I picked instead.
Oh, Downs.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Wow, so Quentin Johnston's still here if you want to take him.
Can't
6'4" speed demon.
Yep.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Jones needs a wide receiver. So does Brian Dable, He works better when he has good receivers. How can you go wrong at this point?
That screwed me all up, man.
Win-win situation. TCU, by the way, great basketball team, one of the top teams in the Big 12.
Oh my God.
Right now.
Yeah. All right. Unmute. Alex,
Kansas
the 26th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys select
Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver.
Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver. All right. This is where I had Trenton Simpson going. I got them just linebacker help for Micah Parsons. Leighton Vander Esch is hardly ever in there anymore, so I got Trenton Simpson, but in ours, he's already long gone. All right, Anthony, with the 27th overall pick, the Buffalo Bills select.
How did I get the 27th pick?
I didn't hear the Bucs pick. Who picked the Bucs? 19.
You did.
Wait a minute, did I?
You picked the Bucs.
Okay, hold on.
Who the fuck did I pick?
Ben picked the Giants, right?
You picked Brian Branch.
Okay.
And then Alex just picked for the Cowboys.
Okay. That's right. I got my numbers mixed up. The Bills. Ooh. Our boy Bijan went off the board like a round ago, didn't he?
No, all right. He's still available.
Well, guess what? The Buffalo.
Now I just heard Bijan mentioned. What the hell happened with him?
Nobody's taken Bijan yet. This is the first time he's been mentioned.
No, it isn't, because I made it.
Yes, it is.
Dijon Mustard.
No.
Hey, Alex, can we all gather our money to put Johnny in a home?
We might have to.
Wait, Anthony heard the name too. Also,
I heard it too. That's why I wanted to make sure.
Alex said something else that sounded like it, but he did not say Bijan Robinson. I can't remember what name he said.
You write them down, right?
Oh, I got it.
No, I didn't write them down. This was all just off the dome.
It is Dylan Duncan.
Under the dome.
Okay, well, the Bills need a running back because Josh Allen is going to get hurt. And how fortuitous that the absolute best running back in college football this past season is available at this slot. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the 27th pick.
Holy fuck.
What is
that?
It was a hockey score. Anyways.
It had it sideways and it was all kinds of colors. I thought Uncle.
Well, don't make him put it up again, please.
I thought Uncle Fingers' medication was catching on to me again. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with the 27th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select as a perfect complement to what the ladies on the Ladies Takeover show refer to as the massive piece of magic. He can run, he can catch, he can pass block. He can even run block when he doesn't have the ball. The one and only Mr. French's Bijan Mustard Robinson.
Yeah, I also had Bijan Robinson.
I had him too.
Yeah,
I had him at that pick, same spot.
Now, I'll give Sid credit because I was also thinking about this earlier. What about Bijan to Dallas?
What about a kicker to Dallas?
Well,
oh man,
but later.
Well, actually, there's plenty of good free agent kickers. I think
first round, take a kicker, please.
But on a more serious note, if you look at Bijan to Dallas, it makes a ton of sense. Pollard just broke his leg and he's a free agent.
Alex is so tuned into football that when I said that, his face was like, I don't get it.
I mean, he has to be since Michigan lost tonight to Purdue, man.
Dude, I knew that was happening. I didn't even. As soon as I saw we were playing Purdue tonight, I was like, "That's a no. We're done."
Zach Edey owns Michigan State.
Did you get Boyle?
That he does.
No, ain't my boy. I'm saying Zach Edey. Zach Edey.
Huh? Boilermaker. Never mind. God.
The Boilermakers. He's asking if you got boils.
Jeez. We're gonna have a dad's joke night one of these nights. We're gonna have a dad's joke night, just cluing y'all in, and I'm just gonna pop it on your asses, and let's see how you.
Whoa!
Jason's not here anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're lucky Jason's not in the comments anymore. Wow. Now that you can't be taking advantage of it in the comments, you're just letting them fly, huh?
Yep.
All right.
I kind of let them fly anyway, but didn't I? You guys were always trying to reel me in. Watch it. Watch what you say.
Okay. Now that we got done all that, let's get to our picks.
Nobody asked me what I had to eat this evening. Johnny, you always ask me what I had to eat.
Well, I haven't seen any comments about don't close the doors and shit in private chat.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't been giving the 14-second commentary about your gas.
But all right, Anthony, what'd you have to eat tonight, man?
I went to McDonald's.
Me too.
I went to McDonald's. I decided to try something different, so I ate a kid's meal. And that boy's mom was not happy about it either.
I was like, that's not the end of it. There's something on the end of this joke here.
What kind of Happy Meal do you have, Anthony?
One that made the kid very sad.
Johnny said dad jokes, and I was like, okay, game on.
Oh. All right. Looking at our playoff brackets going to the picks here, a bunch of us, our champion is now gone. Quite a few of us had Buffalo. So, Anthony, your champion is off the board. My champion is off the board. And Alec, your champion is off the board. My whole AFC's gone to shit because my AFC championship was Chargers-Bills. Now, the NFC, the only one I got wrong was picking the Bucs over the Cowboys. Other than that, I'm solid in the NFC. Ben, that's the only one you've gotten wrong so far. You are freaking solid. Actually, Johnny, same with you. Well, no. Well, your original bracket, that's the only one you got wrong, but you switched last week and picked the Giants, so you got two wrong.
I just felt that the Giants needed some love, man.
Alec, you're almost in the same boat as me. I just picked the Chargers to win a couple more games, but
well, don't worry. If you think I'm not fading the Niners again this week, you got another thing coming.
All right, let's pick
them
these
no matter what, because they're not winning the whole freaking thing.
What, Niners?
Yeah.
Here we go. Niners.
All right, so I can write you down for the Eagles.
Even when they win the Super Bowl, I'm like, nope, they didn't win it.
Alec, I can write you down for the Eagles then, I assume?
I think I had the Eagles. Didn't I advance them?
I'm pretty sure
I'm not sure I had my NFC winner, honestly.
I thought you had the 49ers. No, you had the Eagles. So are you sticking with that? You picking the Eagles this week?
Yep. Because it's bulletin material. They're saying that Jalen Hurts isn't a MVP type player. And they just kept saying it all week.
Ooh,
It's
the
just like
hell is
Ben said
that?
last week. It's bulletin material.
All right, Ben, who do you got? Niners, Eagles. Are you sticking with your pick here?
Yep, Niners.
So you got 49ers. Johnny?
I'm sticking with my pick, man. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the 49ers. Well, I guess since you fucking picked the Giants last week, of course you got the 49ers this week. And I'm sticking with mine. I also have the 49ers. Marty had the 49ers. Anthony, which way are you going? 49ers or Eagles?
49ers.
All right, Johnny, can you put Alec up full screen, please? He lone wolf, it's time to howl.
How?
It's getting better. That wasn't bad. Not too bad.
He didn't hesitate too much. He was right in it. So
yeah, just dove right in.
Don't worry. Next Thursday, I'll be like, I told you.
Well, we'll see.
It's like AJ Brown.
Right. AFC Championship. Anthony, I'm going to start with you. Chiefs or Bengals?
Bengals.
I think these championships, both sides, the NFC and the AFC, are right where they're supposed to be. I think these are
it's
really
two
good games.
very good football games. Alec?
I'm kind of indecisive on this. Only because.
Oh no! Go ahead and make your pick. So
only because I want to pick the Bengals. No, AFC side. AFC side is wonky for me because
I don't think so.
Patrick Mahomes somehow is walking perfectly fine. They say it was going to be somewhere. It's going to be.
Yeah, there's a big difference when you have an ankle sprain between walking and running around and putting weight on it.
And not only that, Zach Taylor already come out. He's game planning for Mahomes at his best.
Yeah, I'm thinking the they're going to tape the shit out of it. They're going to give him all sorts. He's not going to feel a damn thing on Sunday.
Right. Me personally, I'm taking the Bengals. I just hope my wish in that game is someone just stiff arm Eli Apple. Just stiff arm him. Just push him.
Eli Apple. Why do you hate the guys?
No.
He's below average, worst corner, should even be in the league. Dude's trash, gets burnt on plays.
But tell me how you really feel.
No, I just hate the corner. I hate him.
Wait a minute. When did trash? When did trash become the end all be all for like somebody just not being great? Like everything is trash now. Even trash is like, yo, this is like my wife with her first name, and they just appropriated it to being a very not nice person. My wife is like, what happened to Becky? Trash is like, yo, what happened to garbage? Why can't it be garbage? Why
he goes from either great or just great trash.
I apologize, Anthony. He's garbage. There you go.
It's like that Progressive commercial. Can't be too careful with trash.
Yeah.
Don't look at those shrubs over there.
No one's looking.
Nobody's looking.
The elevator's even better. You see how everyone else is facing the opposite direction.
Yeah. More to the merrier.
Dr. Rick is my dude, man.
All right, Ben, who you got? You sticking with the Bengals?
Yes, sir. They're my Super Bowl championship pick, so got to.
Your Super Bowl's still intact. Johnny,
same.
Bengals or Chiefs?
Same.
Okay. It is a clean sweep. I am also going with the Bengals. Joe Burrow is 3-0 against the Chiefs. And I expect that to be 4-0 the way the Bengals are playing right now. They've won 10 games in a row. I expect it to be 11.
Yep.
All right. And Marty, I don't know if I said it yet, has the Bengals. All right.
There we go.
That's our picks for the week. Now, for our last part here, what did we learn from the divisional round?
I don't know. I just learned something completely different. I learned that Anthony's nose is clogged.
What did we learn from the divisional round? To not count the chickens before they hatch. Because I mean, let's be real. I can speak for myself. I pretty much had the Bills going all the way to the AFC Championship. And the game hadn't been played yet, and I wasn't looking at it realistically. So I mean,
yep.
I know that and 10 cents will get you a cheap pair of these old glasses at Party City, but because it's down to any given kickoff, any given game, something can happen, and the team that's the favorite can get knocked off. See the Super Bowl, the Jets in Super Bowl III, was it? Baltimore was supposed to run up and down the field on them. Everybody had all but handed them the Super Bowl trophy, and Joe Namath and the Jets did their thing, and the rest
Joe
is history.
Namath and the Jets. Joe Namath handed the ball off 50%. What was it?
All I'm saying is but still,
he still did enough.
I get it.
No. I'm not even going there. Where I'm going with this is he had enough nuts to guarantee a win, and he,
What I want to know is name the running back on that team that actually won that game.
Was it Earl Morrell? Or was Earl Morrell playing for the Colts?
Colts.
I believe he was playing for the Colts.
That's my point. That's why I can't stand them.
See, Namath is the only player I can name off that team specifically for that guarantee.
Yep, that's exactly why I can't stand to hear that guy's name.
Yeah,
old school
search engine where I can find all of this information.
Wait,
now that Greg Roman got fired, he has to pick somebody else to go after. Ben.
I've always felt like this, but that was the first time the AFC actually stood up and played NFC in their style of football and slugged them in the mouth and won the game. Joe Namath made the guarantee, so he's what lives on in the legacy. There's a lot of great players that was on that team that nobody even knows their names.
No,
including me.
He's reading the team roster right now.
I'm trying to find it. Damn it!
Alex, check the private chat, dude.
I'm in the private chat right now. I don't see anything new.
I'm putting it up right now. Wait a minute.
All right. Did anyone else learn anything new from this past weekend? Because mine was what Anthony just said.
What I learned was the Eagles are for real.
I did.
The Eagles are for real. I mean, I was kind of skeptical at first because the schedule this year kind of a
yes.
Now I have to treat them like a Super Bowl contender. I thought they're one year away, but they look for real now. I mean, the way they whooped the Giants, it's like the movie Goodfellas, where Giants were Billy Bats and the Eagles were Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, and Joe Pesci. Beating them up in the bar and stuff. That was
oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
I learned to never switch your game pick and trust a team. And I don't want to say it.
Okay, I learned something big.
You can't pick with them. You can't pick against them.
Who's all talking? Damn.
I'm just saying you can't pick with them. You can't pick against them. So it's
who's them?
The fraud boys. Never.
The Vikings got eliminated 2 weeks ago.
The secondary fraud boys.
Yeah, I knew which ones you were talking about. I just had to take a shot at the Vikings.
Okay.
I hope Ash doesn't see this, so I'll get a hateful message later on.
Okay. My turn. I learned that if you throw interceptions, it will show up in playoff games. If you turn the ball over, it's going to show up in playoff games. You had the the leader in interceptions and turnovers, and Josh Allen, out. You had Dak Prescott, number 2, out. They don't last through playoff games. That's what I learned, and I think everybody should take note of that.
You know,
we already know Dallas is Dallas, so we already learned that.
Well, with the playoff games, when they say defense wins championships, they're not lying. It's been that way forever. Defense wins championships. If you're prone to turn the ball over, a great defense is going to take advantage of that every single time.
Yeah.
You know what I learned? I'll throw something else in from since I had what Anthony said. This 49ers defense is getting up there to push like all-time good defenses. The way they held that offense in check, allowed that game to be slowed down, let their offense come back into it. To me, this defense is special. And I was the one that the entire season was, yeah, their front seven's great, but their secondary's garbage. Well, their secondary's showing up now. It's showing up all playoffs. So to me, that was their one weakness, and it's playing very well. Nick Bosa, to me, you've got the defensive player of the year right there. You've got arguably the best middle linebacker in football in Fred Warner, or at least he's playing like the best middle linebacker in football. You've got just studs all throughout that defense. And to me, the fact that
don't forget that defensive scheme is just amazing. That's a great defensive scheme. I
expect D'Amico Ryans to get a head coaching job the second they're done.
Yep.
I think one of these teams is just going to wait for him and just be like, okay, you're our guy. And Sean, exactly. Purdy and San Francisco are that second half team. And that defense allows them to just kind of sit, wait, make their adjustments, and then come in and take the game over.
I also learned that if you keep turning the ball over, eventually the laces will come back up on the top of the ball. If you just keep turning it.
Tell that to a kicker.
Laces out, Dan.
Laces out.
Well, I got one that I learned too. The Pac-12 is going to get at least more than 4 NCAA tournament this year. I'm going to say 5.
Are we still on this?
Yeah.
Take it.
I love the new. Hey guys, Alex Loosmore here. Just want to talk to you guys for a quick second about our partnership with Zagnif Apparel. So you can visit Zagnif Apparel today for all your apparel needs. From activewear to casual clothing, Zagnif Apparel has something everyone is guaranteed to love. Visit ZagnifApparelDesign.com today and use the code NEP15 as you see it on the screen for a 15% discount on select items. Zagnif Apparel, dress like you're already famous.
I had to get that in there, man.
Scared the shit out of me with myself.
What am I doing talking to myself? Why ain't my words doing the same thing?
Well, I was wearing the hoodie and shit like I am now, and I was like, what the fuck? Why'd you put me full screen? And why am I talking?
Was you trying to go off full screen?
No, because as soon as I saw the banners and everything run, I'm like, oh shit, that's what this is.
I thought it was Jason coming for his revenge.
That was a good read, by the way.
Thank you.
It wasn't an Anthony Handy read, but it was a good read. Anthony, I busted Anthony and had him do a read just off the cuff, man, without the script or anything. He blew it out of the water, man.
Well, I should notice that I wrote it.
I was gonna say, I hope so. It's his fucking script.
It's that voice and how calm he just won't all of a sudden just into his personality mode, whatever it is.
Yeah. Hey, you should get Uncle Broken Fingers to read it. Yeah, come down there and buy some of that. I remember when that boy used to sit in the room with a knit needle and a skein of yarn, and I said, "Boy, don't go to school doing that. You'll get beat up. And so then he now he around here. He got hoodies and stuff with his name on it. I didn't even know the boy could write, but I guess he doing okay. But the ladies, ladies, please get some leggings and make them yams look delicious. Fellas. I don't know, the joggers, fellas, you can get like 2 sizes bigger because we don't want to see your buck nuts. So we're good there. And that's it. Go get some stuff. They got all kinds. What they call them in the hoods? And what is it y'all call it now? Y'all kids, y'all call it in the hoods with the thing on the top and keep your head warm or whatever. We used to call them toboggans back in the day, but now I don't even know
Toques,
what the hell.
Man, they're called toques, dude.
Toques.
Well, Uncle Broken Fingers is from a different part of the country than you. Thank you very much. Where I come from, they call them toboggans. I know y'all call toboggan sleds, and then people over in California is going, "What the hell is a sled?" But it's okay. Go to the website and buy some stuff. That boy owed me rent anyway, so come, go help him out. At least enough money so he can pay the light bill.
Dan, don't you have one of them toques there?
What's that?
the Zagnif toque.
Yeah, I got the hoodie.
The hoodie?
Yeah, not the hoodie, the hat.
You call that a hoodie?
No, I said it wrong. It's the hat.
I was going to say, damn, bro, you bought a hoodie too? Good looking out.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're watching this program right now, this actually is in store right now. You can get it. It's got the signature in.
Let's live more than I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So, cool, but I'm gonna be into you this month already, so I ain't gonna look at that yet.
Hey, careful!
You are so glad. Thank God Jason's gone. I'm gonna be so into you this month.
Yeah. You want me to show you a little trick? Take your mind off what I'm doing back here. Put this wallet in your mouth and bite on it real quick.